everybody, and welcome to our little D&D game. To my left, always wizardly, Mr. Rob. He's playing Quill. And to his left, our own Johnny Boy. He's playing Boar's Horsefalla. We are missing some players at the table tonight. So to my right, we have Nariel the True, played by Dareth Hill. Folks, last week, our adventurous characters jumped. What did they do? They stole a map, jumped on a ship, fought some pirates, got attacked by some Saugan, and ended up 40 days later on the other side of the sea. And that's about the you know, that's about the size of it right there. So we're just waiting for Jake. Jake may come. Mike's not gonna make it. He had previous something going on, and Brendan
locked his
keys in his car.
No, he lost his keys. He can't find them.
Oh my God, bless him.
At first I thought he was just locked him in his car, so I'm like, just call AMA.
That's why I keep mine on like one of those lanyards all the time now. I never. Oh, and he still lost them.
Yeah.
Brendan.
God bless him. God bless him.
It's a good thing he's cute.
I feel like Tiny Tim. God bless him, everyone. Anyway, after a major battle on the... What's the name of your ship there, Boar?
Oh, his.
Ooh. We were on the...
Howling Mermaid.
The Whoring Mermaid? Yeah.
Howling Mermaid.
The Howling Mermaid.
Yes, thank you.
That's right. You were on the Howling Mermaid. You guys were on the Wandering Sprite, which didn't get attacked by anything. But Captain Emo's ship, the Black Drake, did get attacked, and you guys defended it on your sea voyage. But the the Howling Mermaid, Boar, you and Nariel were attacked.
No, me and
Arya were attacked, sorry. And you fought off some Saugan. Actually, it was kind of good because you picked up the fact that they were on board while Arya was talking to the Great Big Sea. As she was on the second level of exhaustion, throwing up over the side of the boat, she missed the Saugan boarding, and you caught him, and you guys had a fight. And did anybody come and help you?
The rest of the crew eventually came up.
Eventually.
Our ship was on the way, but we were a ways away.
Yeah.
Eventually, the rest of the crew came by.
Well, we did.
It took them a while, didn't it?
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check real quick.
Everybody, or
No, this Boar. You heard land ho.
That's a 4.
Very good. As you hear the call of land ho from the crow's nest, the captain,
Give me those ones.
Samuel Sprighorn, comes out onto the deck, and everybody kind of sort of snaps to, so to speak. And he asks what's going on and what's happened, and the first mate, Gilmanish Jacobs, approaches him and says, "Sir, we seem to have been attacked by Saugan, but the barbarian and the ranger seem to have fought it off. But the ranger seems to be in pretty bad shape. She looks like she's about to keel over, sir." And the captain says, "Okay, throw him overboard." And he leaves. And then he looks at the crew and he looks at you. He says, "Oh, well, throw the bodies overboard. And then back to work. We gotta bring the ship into port." And you throw the bodies overboard, and several hours later, you guys are all in the port of Eulatos. and Ulatos and Helmsport. I will be referring to it as Helmsport for the most part, because this city has grown in the last 100 years quite immensely from when it first started to grow. The captain calls his first mate and actually the second mate, who's the paymaster, and says, "All right, pay him out." And you and Arya, who is still very hurt. There doesn't seem to be a healer on the ship. But if I'm not mistaken, Ranger has cure wounds, and I think Arya does. So,
Did she take it?
yeah, she probably did a little cure wounds on herself, but she still seems quite exhausted and hurt. Anyway,
We'll need to
you
leave.
get paid out for 4 weeks travel or 5 weeks travel, whatever it was, and I think you get paid 5 times 4 gold pieces. Or what was the agreement?
I think it was.
Like 4 or 5 gold pieces for a week, per week.
I thought you said 8 gold for the entire trip.
I thought it was more.
Something.
I thought it was like 125 for the whole trip.
No, it was something like
No, if we paid our way without having to sign up,
It was.
like that. Yeah, I thought it was like 8.
it was like $500, 500 gold.
It might have been
It was 500 gold to pay our way, but
to work. I thought it was 8 gold a week, wasn't it?
I think that was for the wizard. You got paid 8 gold a week because you're a wizard,
I don't know.
and
We're
you
not
got
too
paid 8 gold
worried
a week
about
because
money.
you're a cleric.
You said 10.
Or 10? Okay, fair enough. 10.
There we go.
Whatever you remember. But the rest get
100 a week. I'm pretty
the
sure.
rest get whatever we agreed to, so you can add it to your.
Hello, Sir Lucian. Thanks for stopping by.
Sir Lucian, welcome.
So would that be 50 gold?
Yeah, for 5 weeks' work.
Okay.
Yes, and the captain bids you adieu, Boris and Arya, and if you would like, as you're leaving the ship, just roll me. You know what? I will roll for Arya. Roll me a perception check.
That is 11.
Okay. You seem to think you've got everything you need, and you disembark. You leave the ship, and as you leave, the first mate calls out. He says, "We're leaving in 5 days. If you want to work your way back to the Sword Coast. Same pay, same rate. Seem to have a pretty good sword arm. Thanks for coming." And you disembark on the other ship. What's it called?
Wandering Sprite.
On the Wandering Spite, same thing. You're offered a chance to rejoin the crew in 5 days, or 6, or whenever they leave again after they resupply and do all this other things. So there are comfortable inns. Here amongst the hustle and bustle of a new world is the growing city of Ulatos Helmsport. It has grown over the years into a quite an enormous city. Like when you guys are approaching it in the harbor, it's as big as Waterdeep. And it has grown into, over the years, into a great foreign city, much like the cities of the Sword Coast, i.e. Waterdeep, or the cities of Am. Here, a city where all cultures combine and clash all at once. This huge harbor is busy with shipping, and there are always seems to be something on the go, being loaded or unloaded off of ships, including if everybody wants to roll a quick perception check at the table.
15.
Including
8.
11.
including humanoids. you see people in chains being loaded onto ships as well. Now,
3 and 15. That's my portent for the day.
you are looking for a. I'm going to assume you guys are fresh off the boat.
Have we been studying the map? I'm guessing, like, on the boat. You know, we've had.
Yep. You guys, whoever has the map.
I have
guess
it in
would-
my pouch.
You have it. Okay. So Ren is like all geeked out. He's like ready to go, ready to do this thing. And but you're tired after a long sea voyage. What would you like to do by way of?
Do I find these guys after we disembark?
Yeah. You guys disembark. You find each other, no problem.
So does this map say anything about where we need to go other than X marks the spot? Like,
It's basically a really rough map.
Okay.
It shows the jungle that's right near Helmsport, and it's basically got a path into the jungle with and the path only goes so far, and then it's got an X that says it marks the spot here. You seem to think you may need a guide.
I come up to these guys and it's like, well, it's getting late. I think we should.
It's
probably
first
find-
thing in the morning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. I stand by what I said.
Wow, did you go to bed last night?
No.
Probably between 10 and 12 sometime. So not first thing, but
Shall we
mid to
go
late
and
morning.
find somewhere, establish ourselves some rooms, and then let's maybe have a look around this port?
it's probably a good idea because I know Arya is going to need a few days of
Yes.
recuperating to get rid of her exhaustion.
You guys see
looks
coming
like
off the.
trash.
You see, yeah, she could probably use some healing.
I think
Am I like
she
just
just
holding
needs some
Arya
sleep.
underneath like one arm? It's like, yeah, she needs some.
She needs some land
So-
under her that doesn't move.
Anyway, yeah, she's pretty ill. She could probably use a full day's rest, or more.
All right, so we'll give her a full. We'll let her have her full day's rest.
She had 2 days. She had 2 levels of exhaustion. She needs 2 long rests
All right.
to get rid of that.
What does lesser restoration do? Am I able to do anything to help that?
Pretty sure I'm right about
I
that.
think a couple of days in a nice hotel ought to do her some good. Ren says. Let's go find somewhere to eat.
No, yeah, I can't do anything about exhaustion.
No.
So Ren's like, let's go find somewhere to eat, and Golgotha is like, hey, I could eat. I'm a drag boy. Oh, and did I mention? You can feel the heat in this place. As the sun rises, it's getting hotter.
So you're saying we didn't bring our winter clothing on this trip?
No, you did not, and it's getting warmer and warmer, and it's not just like a heat; it's moist heat. It's humid. It's tropical, and almost it's at 11 or 10 o'clock in the morning. It's almost starting. You know it's going to be a hot day. So somewhere shady and cool.
It is warm. Let's get inside.
Ren's like, yeah, it's hot out. Let's go.
Do we maybe need to get rid of or get some clothing for this area? Because
Of course, leave it to the young woman to go. Oh, let's go.
let's go shopping.
Arya's like,
Let's
oh, I'd like to do that too.
Okay, Arya, you're gonna stay in bed and recuperate.
But I'd like to go shopping.
I don't think any merchant will have you if you can't. You know,
She's pretty dehydrated.
you need some water. We'll find you a hotel and you can sit and stay. Just
Yeah, she needs 2 levels of or 2 long rests.
As you guys go down your gangplank and head for the end of the dock, there's a gentleman at the end of the dock. And first he stops you guys, you and Arya, and he says, what ship did you get off of?
The Howling Mermaid.
Okay, that'll be a 2 gold tax, please.
What do you mean 2 gold tax?
It's an arrival tax.
An arrival tax.
Yeah. Pay the tax, and there are 2 guards standing there with him.
Do these guards look tough?
They don't look stupid.
Okay. Well,
Looks like they've been doing this a while.
I begrudgingly pass him 2 gold.
Okay. Arya pays him. Welcome to Helmsport.
Yeah.
And the same goes for you guys, all of you. The Dragonborn just looks down at the guys. And he looks down at you.
What do you represent?
And he looks down at you, and he kind of gives you this. Really? Should I just bite? Then no. Like, he gives you that look. Should I bite their head off?
What authority do you represent?
Oh. I will tell you who we represent. I just gotta
I'm
General
pretty sure-
Captain General Cordell.
And who
Of
is he?
of the what?
He is the leader and king of this city. And by his decree, you will pay a tax, or you can get back on your boat.
All right,
go
I'm
back
just gonna
from
go
where you
back
came
to my
from.
boat.
I'd like to
I just-
persuade him. I'm small. I should only have to pay 1.
2 gold, please.
No persuasion.
These guys have been
it's
doing.
hot out. I pay these guys as tax.
Oh, he paid for everybody. Look at that.
Okay.
Your generosity knows no bounds.
So that's me, Arya, you.
Everybody, roll me a quick
8,
perception check,
10.
please.
That's 12 gold.
Oh my gosh. Nope.
22.
You notice.
9.
You notice Captain Sprighorn walking with this small male, and Ren goes, that's the guy we got the thing from, and they seem to be talking. He said the little guy, his name is Fabergé. That's where we got the thing. And they seem to be talking, and what you do is you catch a glance.
Mm-hmm.
They actually glance your way. They don't glance. You just don't even hardly notice it. But it's Frobes, this little dude. He glances your way as they're walking by, talking, and they just keep on going.
So what you're saying is we should be avoiding these ones then, Ren.
It's like, I don't know. We might want to. It's their map.
As you go stealing maps.
Wasn't all me.
I guess it's too late for me to.
Wasn't all me. I seem to remember somebody misty stepping into the room and taking it. Like, anytime I want to do something, y'all get all freaked out. But anytime y'all want to do something, oh, it's all good. That's gonna change.
Oh yeah,
he says.
that's right. That was Quill who took them out. I'm okay with it then.
He says that shit's gonna change.
Mm-hmm, sure it is.
Y'all gonna get on the same team, because we're all supposed to be on a team.
4 steps
here.
past him, puts his hand and like kind of tussles his hair. It's like, it'll be all good, small man.
This is Ren saying this?
Yeah, and he just
The
goes
guy
like
that keeps
that.
trying to steal from all of us? He wants to be part of the team?
Yeah, if you stop trying to take our things. Like,
I never took anything from
I
you.
heard what went on between you and Quill.
I didn't take anything.
Well, no, because she deflected you and stole from you instead. Some
I didn't
great
take
thief
nothing.
you are.
I didn't even try to take anything from her.
Anyway,
Dress you guys up,
boys,
I can't
let's
take you anywhere.
Anyhow,
find
he
some
says,
lodging.
I want to find a cool drink and somewhere cool to sit
That
under
I
the
can
sun.
agree with.
So, are we gonna find somewhere or what? And he taps the Golgoth on the. Come on, let's go. And he looks over at Arya, and he looks down at he looks over at Arya and says, "Hey, you gonna be okay?" And Arya's still dry heaving.
We should find an inn. Or a tavern in some place.
I take Arya up and sling her up and piggyback carry her and say, "Come on, let's go find a tavern."
Are these guys that took our money still around? Can we ask them where there's
Yeah,
a reputable... I'm going to ask them, is there a reputable place for food and lodging?
he says, "You want reputable, or you want here in the dock ward?"
I think we want reputable because I think the people were, and I'm not saying this, but in my mind, the people we're trying to avoid probably aren't going to be using those places.
And he says, "The ship's captains seem to like to stay in in another part of just off the dock ward, in a little higher end part of the town, city. You might find something. You might find something there."
Okay.
And he gives you directions. So off you go. You come to an inn. What would you like this inn to be called? You actually find it. It's actually in a kind of a nice area of town. The people seem to be friendly. There's vendors on the streets.
The Crooked Carrier.
So it's got to be a nice name for an inn. And it's called the Shining Lantern. So you guys find rooms at the Shining Lantern, and there's a tavern attached right next door to the inn. It's actually not in the inn itself. There's a tavern.
As I walk past the Shining Lantern sign, can I just reach up and touch it and cast light on it?
Sure, why not?
And can I just mumble to myself, "Now it's shining"?
Absolutely. You can pick and choose whatever inn you want to stay in. You can play in the Shining Lantern
Shining Lantern's fine with me.
or the Golden Purse Strings.
The Golden Purse String sounds expensive.
I like the Shining Lantern. We should go here.
Or or the Poppers.
Let's go to the Shining Lantern.
The Poppers Potpourri. I don't know. Whatever you want. Whatever name for an inn you want.
Which one has the most valuable customers?
They all have good customers.
Now you want
I feel like we shouldn't have brought Ren to...
We left you back on the ship. I don't know what you were doing.
Yeah, I mean...
Buckley's car up.
So
Is Ren Buckley sharing his fries?
no.
Then no, we left Ren Buckley on the ship.
Don't worry about. You're with us. You just gave him proper.
Where's my car for you?
I don't wherever you left it. Thanks for coming out. Like
It's supposed to be in my metal thing.
your metal thing's over there on the table.
We are live.
Yep. Live TV people.
Professionalism.
This is perfect.
Wait, we have professional...
Well, professionalism would be showing up on time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
showing up at all.
I am recognized by the province of Alberta as a professional.
Anyway,
This is not mine.
the Shining Lantern.
There's another one over here.
Yeah, that'd be mine.
I remember when we always put the sheets.
Yeah, there's something in there.
And it says your name on it.
Yeah,
too.
it's on your fries. I'm a fry guy. Anyway, you guys get settled. The innkeeper says, actually, you don't need to go to the tavern next door. We have a nice one right here in the inn, if you wish.
Oh, here you have another dice.
I have my own dice.
If you wish, there's other places to partake, but we have very comfortable
Agreed
rooms.
on a. Yeah.
He says the rooms are 3 gold a night.
Oh, that's very reasonable.
If you want just a room, meals are not included. But if you want rooms and meals, then you're probably looking at, depending on what you want, is between 5 and 7 gold per night.
So I'm staying here for a couple nights.
What's everybody like? You decide what you want. Mark it down on your sheet.
So we want rooms and meals, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll pay for the rooms and meals of the barbarian, the warlock, and myself.
And what
The
about
wizard?
Arya and
The wizard, you mean?
Golgotha?
Uh,
The innkeeper.
wizard.
Wizard. Warlock's
The,
back.
the innkeeper looks at. Oh, by the way, when you guys left Waterdeep, or not Waterdeep, but Neverwinter,
Neverwinter?
Tormund didn't look that great. She looked kind of like pale,
Like she was trying to get rid of her
Patron.
Yeah.
but she looked sick or sickly. Like she looked like she was like maybe she was getting a cold or something.
Okay.
Rim Buckley's going to pay for rooms for Golgotha and himself.
Okay.
And then I'll cover Arya and the rest.
You're not supposed to cover Arya.
She is vomiting.
Your friend, the
I'm gonna
innkeeper
cover
says to
Arya's, but I'm gonna take her money out of her purse.
did your
Actually, she
friend,
could just cover all of us. That way.
Just let Arya cover all of us.
does your friend need a cleric or a healer? She looks
just
like she's in
needs-
a pretty bad
Just
way.
a bit seasick.
She needs some sleep,
Rest.
some rest, and some dehydration.
And hydration.
I'm a cleric myself. I've done what I can.
Okay, very good.
Bed rest is her doctor's orders.
Okay, very good.
Pencil.
And he gives you room. Actually, gives you room keys.
All right.
Can't do that sharp one first.
He says, gaining entrance to the inn after the midnight bell. You'll have to have the password.
Okay.
All right, which will be for tonight. It changes every night. So tonight is
Golden arches.
sure. Tonight the word is golden arches. The password is golden arches for tonight.
Safe word is Golden Arches. Okay.
I was just looking at your McDonald's.
So you guys get your rooms. Arya's squared away. Golgotha's like, I think I'm gonna have a nap. He's gonna go lie down.
Kind of tired from all that trying to get in fights on the boat.
Yep.
Can we ask him, is there a good place to get some clothing for this climate?
Oh, absolutely. There's a tailor shop just about 3 blocks down from here. One of the
Just kinda
finest
rips
tailors
off
in.
the bottom of his pants and just has his tunic on. It's like, I'm good to go.
He just looks at you. The guy just looks at you and goes, "Wow, Outlanders."
Yeah, he's a bit barbaric.
What's that supposed to be?
And you notice there's a lot of people in the streets. You see a lot of people that you would see normally in a place like Waterdeep or Neverwinter. You do see some elves. You do see some dwarves. You see the odd halfling here. Maybe a dragonborn or 1 or 2, but you see a lot of the native folks that are here, and some of them seem to be. They work like menial type of jobs and stuff like that. It looks like they're a little oppressed. You don't see too many of them having packages carried around for them, but you see them carrying packages around for other people. So you see them in a lot of
Oh, slave labor.
maybe not slave labor, but
Although we did see some slaves being boarded onto the boat, or
Yeah,
what
you
looked
did.
like slaves. Yeah.
you saw people in chains. You don't know if you saw slaves.
I wouldn't be
Once,
surprised if a place like this has a slave trade.
once we deal with our map here, I think that we should take a look into this.
Why? It's not our culture. We shouldn't have to worry about their problems. That's
Well, no, it's because, if the king is being tyrannical and imposing slavery, slavery is never right. Unless it's a
my
magical
people
creature.
have slaves. They don't seem to complain.
I have to agree on board with this one. Slaves are pretty nice. Free labor.
You people disgust me.
I have 30.
Maybe I'll pick myself one up here.
Quill?
She doesn't like slaves.
We have somebody in our group who's intelligent.
Anyway,
I don't like you.
I don't
you
like
want to
to
go find some clothing?
Yeah, we need to get out of the Neverwinter clothes.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm busting packs for everything.
Red
So
has.
we need to get into some never summer clothes.
Are you guys going
That's
to
still
get
winter
into?
brand.
Are you guys going to get something that suits your armor, sort of thing?
Ren's got like a black floral Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, by the way, you're hot AF,
I know.
and you're melting under your armor.
I'm not wearing my armor.
Oh, you're not?
No, I have a black
So
floral
dressed
shirt.
Okay. So who's not?
Quill doesn't wear armor, so
Hey, Red.
I could literally wear
Want me to cool you down?
a swimsuit and it wouldn't matter.
Too hot for you.
Pretty sure.
Do you want me to cool you down?
I'm good.
You sure?
I'm really don't want to get
I can
frozen.
cool you down real quick.
I don't want to get Ray of Frosty.
Anyway, you're going to the tailor.
Going to the tailor.
You enter into the door.
Am I
There's
the
a
only one
bell.
going to the tailor?
No, I'm coming with you.
Oh, okay.
I got my entire wardrobe with me.
He has a sea trunk. He brought it with him. It's got all of his clothes in it.
I got somebody carrying it for me.
No, you're going to have to, like, you know.
I got one of the natives to carry it for me.
You could certainly find somebody to do it. There's lots of them at the dock doing menial labor work, and will actually. They all say the same thing. It's like going to the cab in Mexico. We'll take your, and they steal your bag, and we'll carry it for you. Right?
Okay.
At the resorts, they
Paying
like.
that man, right?
So what's the.
Yeah, he like you have to pay.
How much?
Oh, like a silver piece to carry bags up to the.
Of course.
So there's actually two guys got to carry your trunk.
Of course, lad.
I kept them both in gold.
Oh, did you? You're paying for his trunk to be carried.
Wow.
No, he
You're
paid.
paying for my trunk. Oh, they're all
After he
so
pays,
good
I
to
tipped
me.
them gold.
Oh. Okay. They look at you and their like eyes just go boing, and there's hearts in them. And... Anyhow,
Treat them like people.
They are people. The only one I'm not sure is an actual
We're taking
person.
Arya
You.
to her room and dropping her off
yeah,
there.
yeah, and actually, Golgotha says, "Don't worry, I got this," and he picks her up in his arms, and he takes her, and he says, "I'll take care of her. I'll make sure she gets well."
Now, what would their ship name be?
What?
Their ship name?
Garia. Goria.
Galia.
So,
Argotha.
as you walk up the street, you can actually look back down into the harbor area.
I like Gara.
And it actually looks quite nice. It doesn't look as surly as it did when you were down there.
Hashtag Guardian.
And you know from being in Neverwinter and being in Waterdeep for a time, or at least you do, you know the dock ward in Waterdeep can be a lot more surly than this. This is actually fairly reasonable. At least it looks that way. We haven't even scratched the underbelly yet. So,
Well, of course, Waterdeep is worse. I mean, they've got a beholder living under the city that knows everything.
yeah, pretty much.
I know one of his kids.
You approach the
Oh, Red Buckley would have.
You approach the
definitely
tailor-
known somebody
the tailor
who
shop.
works for
What do you do?
Xanthar.
Going?
You're going in?
Yeah.
Who's with him? Who's with Quill? Who's
I
with
am.
her?
I'm with
No,
Ariel.
Ariel is coming.
I'm going shopping.
Very good. You can
Not to the tailor.
Not with us.
Not with the tailor. The tailor.
This is you walk in, the bell rings, and the shop is reasonably unbusy at this hour. There's one or two people looking around, and the tailor seems to be working. One of the tailors seems to be working with somebody who is getting a fine set of clothes. And the lady behind the desk says, "1 minute. We'll be with you in 1 minute.
Take your time.
Just please have a seat." And there's like seating around the store, and it's not an enormous store, but it's comfortable and it smells nice. Unlike what it smelled like in the dock ward. In the dock ward, down in the harbor area, it smelled like, you know, fish, sweaty bodies, just gross. Sewer,
Ew.
hot, muggy, bleh, salt. You know, that kind of smell. Here, up in this part of Hellsport, it actually pretty nice. So, the lady approaches and says, "Oh, good afternoon. How might I be of assistance?"
We just came here from Neverwinter. We want to get some clothes.
"Oh, Neverwinter. Well, welcome to Latos Helmsport." She's a dark-skinned lady. She's not from this area. She doesn't look like one of the
Natives.
the people who live here. She looks like she's from the southern part of the Sword Coast or the southern part of Faerun.
Okay.
Roll a perception check.
19, or no, 20.
You would recognize her as
19.
somebody from the great nation of Am, down in the south near Kalashman.
Okay.
You know that realm is controlled by great kings.
So she would be Amish?
Actually, oh my gosh, you just went there. Ammonite.
Amirian?
She has a beautiful headdress on, with her regular dress, and she says, "What may I do for you, dear?"
I'm looking for clothes that would, well, we are, I guess, looking for clothes that are more suitable for this climate.
Oh, we
For-
have everything you need.
I personally would like some clothes for the city, but also some clothes for maybe going exploring out in the countryside.
Why would you ever do that?
We're surveyors, you see.
Oh, I see. Very good. Ari! And this gentleman, finely dressed gentleman, comes from the back and says, "Yes, my dear. What can I do? What is up?" And she says, "Ari, can you help this fine gentleman while I help this nice lady? Will you be needing anything, sir?"
I think I'll be alright. Thank you for offering.
You're welcome. She takes you over to sort of where the ladies section is, and she says, "You're going to be, I'm not going to lie, you're going to be difficult." Henri looks at you and says, "Elf, welcome. Welcome to Latos Helmsport."
Thank you. It's a nice city you got here.
"Thank you. I take great pride in it." He's also dark-skinned, just like the lady. You recognize him as somebody who would be from Am as well.
Too Amish.
What can I interest you in?
I'm looking for some lighter clothes so I'm not dying of the heat.
Very
I'm
good.
I'm from a much colder region of this world.
You're probably from northern Faerun.
Yes.
Excellent. Welcome. Right this way.
Okay.
And he shows you a whole line of different clothing, from dinnerware, jackets, that kind of thing, right down to casual daily wear. And did I hear you were surveyors?
Yes.
And he shows you like clothes that would be used for going on safari. And he says, he uses that word, these would be clothes that you would use to go on the savannah, to go on safari when you hunt rhino or elephants or whatever you wish.
All right.
Anyway,
Albert told me about elephant hunting.
and the lady basically says the same thing to you. And these are the finest ladies wear, right straight from Am. Some of the designs are from here as well, but
Do you have the ability to imbue any magical properties into these clothing?
Oh, I'm
No?
afraid I don't.
Okay.
Why forever would you even ask a question like that?
Always just as a magic, someone that likes to dabble in that. So I'm always curious about it.
Maybe get yourself a nice robe that you can sew your special bag into.
Have you registered with the guild?
What guild?
We have a guild here in Helmsport for your type of people. And when you're new, I don't know, did you just arrive off the boat today?
I'm fresh off the boat.
Oh, I see. Did no one ask you these questions or tell you these things?
No, they just wanted her money, and that's all they seem to care about.
If you have a moment, I would suggest you register with the guild before somebody finds out you're using magic illegally in Ulatos, Helmsport. The ruler of our city can be quite iron-fisted about not following the laws. And some back in my native country in Faerun would actually call him lenient. So
Okay, we'll
just be
check into
careful.
that, I guess.
Be careful.
somebody-
If you have to apply your craft, maybe do it outside the city. And she gives you a selection of clothing from very dainty ladies' wear, and she says, "You're very tough. I'm going to show you the children's clothing."
Quill's been
but-
shown children's clothing many
But you want to
times.
know something? Just like when you go to the Baby Gap or to go to Oshkosh, the clothes are way cooler for kids
just
than
as
they are for adults.
expensive.
Than they are for adults.
Twice the amount, actually.
Quill's gonna come out rocking, some sweet t-shirt, with a little kitten on it going,
Got some got some magically imbued light up Skechers.
Whatever you like.
Okay.
You pick it out. Whatever you like, sir. You pick it out. What would you like to pick out?
I'll have a set of casual wear and a set of safari.
If you will look in your player's guide for clothing, just double the price.
And double the price.
And for children's clothes, you can triple it.
What?
Wow.
It's children's clothes.
Tiny though.
I take a peek outside. Do I see a bar anywhere on this strip?
You see cafe.
Does it sell Irish coffee?
You see cafe and like a kind of a restaurant place. Outdoor patio.
Well, these guys are getting their clothing before steps out to try and find a drink. And he lets them know before he leaves. Hey, I'm going to find a drink.
The lady says if you want to find anything, you may have to go down to the dock ward. Depending on what you're looking for.
Wow. Everyone likes to get their fix every now and then. I'm a little surprised there's not a...
Well, there
Stop.
are some places around up here, but I'm not going to lie to you, sir. In your dress, you may be looked at differently.
Kind of looks down. What would you recommend?
I don't see clothes in.
If you'll go with Henri, he
here.
might be able to find something for you.
But there's 4 different options for clothes. 4 different options: common, costume, fine, and travelers.
I assume travelers would be Savannah.
Travelers would be Savannah, and
Common would be my casual.
casual, and anything else would be like fine clothes.
And
So
if
you
like,
double your price, you triple your price.
gold ornate masks with like jester costumes would be a costume.
Yeah.
21. Okay. Minus 21.
Rem Buckley was not in the store.
No, we're gonna go with you.
Actually, Quill, can we get you?
I
nice
swapped
dress?
into
I want
my
to put on a ceremony.
very fine,
The store?
extremely fine,
The store?
casual
Like,
wear.
I want get you a nice
for
dress
the
for
summer.
Oh,
for a ceremony before we leave.
okay.
And
Yeah, a nice coming of age ceremony. I feel like you deserve one.
My being an adult?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, he's still in the store buying stuff.
So
Continue.
I'll buy you a nice,
Well, we want.
nice ceremony gown.
Sorry.
Okay,
So it'll
forward.
be fine.
Okay, now tell me.
It'll be 45 bucks.
So
I regret.
while they walk into the store, I just
Thank you.
keep on walking. What immediately along the side of this area do I see?
Shops. All sorts of shops selling all sorts of things.
But apparently no liquor.
That's where you're wrong, but
Do we have to go find this guild and register ourselves?
Would be a good idea.
Okay, sorry, your turn.
do I see anything in particularly that would be otherwise illegal? Say down a back alley?
No.
No, this is very
There's
posh.
not very, very posh, but it's posh enough.
If you see a mirror, you see yourself.
You see guards. You see guards on the street just about every second or third corner.
All I have to ask is any evident magic shops? Magical shops. Could I roll an Arcana?
You know
check?
what? Yeah, you can find one. Yeah, you walk in. There's a kind of a magical looking shop.
Magical trinkets.
Yeah, go on, wander in there. Yeah, sure.
Sure. I'm gonna walk off and wander into there.
By all
What do I
means.
see?
In the shop?
Yeah.
It's like a curios shop.
Oh, it's nothing too special.
No. It's like one of these shops you'd see in the mall.
Oh,
It's curios.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
Leave.
Like they have like a ball there on a stand. It's crystal. You know, they have little ornaments and
Yeah, nothing too nothing magical at all in there. Just a bunch of hoaxes. I'm just gonna walk back to the tailor.
okay. You come back to the tailor and these guys are finished. Oh, Boar, did you buy anything?
Yes, I bought some traveler's clothes.
There you go.
4 gold pieces. Well, 2 gold pieces, 4 gold pieces. It's double.
He sets you up and you actually. You ever seen Quigley Down Under?
No.
Well, watch it because that's
Am I
what you look like.
Is it like a Dundee whole?
You got it. You got this
Yeah.
wide brim hat now.
Is this like the stereotypical Australian?
You
safari?
kind of yeah. You
Is he
kind of
the
got
yellow
this.
man from Curious George?
Almost,
Just not yellow.
just not yellow. It's all tan.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cowboy hat looking thing, but it's not. It's not a sombrero, but it's close to it.
It's like now I gotta find myself a boomerang and
No, it's think more Mayan Riviera. Yeah, there's Quigley.
okay. What's quickly?
Sort of like that.
Classic.
Oh, that was like,
cowboy.
was that Selleck?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
that's
quite,
definitely
not
Tom
quite, not quite cowboy, but not quite outback.
That's very southern, northern Mexico, south United States.
That kind of yeah, southern, northern Mexican.
Southern, northern.
Yeah, it's that.
Now I need to go see a man about a horse, though.
Anyway, what are you guys doing now?
We both figured that we don't want to get in trouble in the city. We don't want to start off with the wrong attention, so
You know,
We are
I'm not
going
the smartest guy, but I think that for now, too, we should avoid a fight.
no, I'm just thinking we should go register if,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Go register you at a guild.
yeah. Both of us will have to be registered.
Oh yeah, because I guess I'm. Oh,
You're kind of you're a magic user.
these are super cursed.
So anyway, you get directions and you go to the actual guild, and you're greeted quite warmly. It's like a huge library,
Cool.
and there's
Oh, I've just lost Quill.
there's books everywhere, and it smells like books, but it doesn't smell like old musty books. It smells like new, fresh books. Like somebody's scribing books all the time or making paper. You can smell that type of smell. You also walk by Nariel. You walk by as you are walking. You guys are exploring the town. You walk by a temple, but it's a temple to the helm. And you notice that throughout the city, you see helms. You see helms priests all over the city. People adorned with his mark, wandering around.
Okay.
So, you might think, just from your passive perception, you might think that this city may be a city that is there are lots of helm worshippers here.
Yeah, devoutly helmet.
There's lots of
Devoutly helmet.
So, but you find a thing, and the gentleman says, "Good day to you, small person. How are you?
I'm great. Can I read these books?
Are you a member of our guild?
What do I have to do to be a member?
Do you practice the art?"
And
simple yes or no.
she's gonna do a little minor illusion with her hand and little flame there.
Very good. My 5-year-old can do that. I'll ask you again. Do you practice the art?
Yes.
Very good. Where did you practice?
I was trained in Neverwinter.
In Neverwinter. I see. Well, if you would like to register, it's 50 gold.
What does 50 gold get me?
Do you want to read the books?
She hands over 50 gold.
That'll be 50 now, and then there's a monthly fee of 15 gold a month, every month.
That's harsh.
That's an expensive library membership.
Welcome to the union.
And, you will have access to all of our resources here. However, if you do get in arrears, you won't be allowed to access. So you must keep up your dues monthly.
Okay.
Now, if you want to cancel your membership, you may do so. But then it's 50 gold to re-register.
In my mind, I'm just thinking.
So it's
this,
60. It's 65 gold up front
up front.
for membership plus the first month's due,
Sure.
and you have to pay in advance.
Hands it over.
Very good.
You?
Do clerics need to register?
Oh, no.
Okay.
What?
Only those who are in the way of the art. The Captain Colonel doesn't like people practicing magic in his city.
So how?
And if you get caught without being registered, you could serve jail time or even worse.
Well, I've paid. What am I a member of then? What's it called?
The Helmsport Guild of Magic Users.
Oh, okay.
Do you get a little card?
Sure, why not? Absolutely.
Name. Wait, where are your two skeletons, by the way?
I left them in the room.
Oh.
Just assumed.
I feel like you like to carry them around. I feel like you should just hold them in like briefcase.
They do not need to. No, they don't. They do not need to breathe because they're not living creatures.
So
they're in my bag of holding.
You were carrying those guys around.
No, they're in my bag of holding.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they don't have to breathe.
Okay, fair enough. Because I have to remember that.
What?
We have to remember if those guys are out.
Yeah.
Because
No,
having them
I
out
didn't
in
want to
the-
leave them.
in
I
the
didn't want to
streets
leave
like
them.
this. Anyway,
Now, is there any spells or stuff like that available here to copy down?
for you, what like what he basically asks you like what's your, without saying what's your level, he asks you what's your
level?
what's your
skill?
level, what's your skill level at.
What's your experience?
Yeah, how
What's your
experienced are you with
experience?
magics?
Yes. What kind of experience do you have?
Skill 1 to 10.
So if you go in your
I'm
player's
third level.
So scale of 1
Third
to
level.
So yeah, if you go in your
1 to 20. 3.
your third,
I'm third.
Wait. No, it was Torment who was good.
What? Torment's third too. They're both third. You get to third level spell casting at level 5.
Oh.
so you're level 5.
No, my character's level 5. My spell level
That's
is level 3.
what I wanted to know.
Oh, my character level? 5. But that means my spell level's level 3.
Doesn't matter.
Sort of.
Could you cast spells when you're level 1?
Yes. Level 1 spells.
Could
Oh,
you
you're-
cast spells when you're level 5?
Spells level up differently.
Yes.
I know.
It's kind of closer to once every 2 levels, isn't it?
Almost.
You know, that's the beautiful thing about AD&D. Back in AD&D, they gave you a name for every level.
What do you mean?
If you look in the player's handbook,
From AD&D, there every
level has a
title.
name, a title attached.
So level 1 was like Lemming.
Oh, or like initiate,
Level-
and then blah, like, yeah.
If you want to run downstairs so you can let the cat out of the basement and grab the AD&D player's manual. Anyway, he says for your level, yes, we have something for your experience. If you want to look at them, and it gives you basically the wizard's list, and it gives you some other ones out of there, but for only for your level.
Okay.
He says this would adequately suit your experience level. Those will be to copy these. If you want these ones, if you want to copy any of these, he says it's to do this. This is 150 gold for each one at your level. The place is not cheap.
Apparently not.
This place is stealing, like robbing from people more than I do.
Holy cow.
It's a tourist trap, please.
Highway robbery.
It's a tourist trap.
It's
It
also
is
mandatory.
daylight highway robbery.
Magic user page.
Is that like 150 for third level spells, or even a first level spell would be 150?
All spells for your level.
Okay.
So even 9th level.
Level 3?
For
But I can't learn. I can't learn.
So
I know,
level
but
3,
in theory.
you'd be a conjurer, or you're level 5, just
Yes.
your solid level.
yeah.
You are a thaumaturgist.
yes, you are a thaumaturgist, and he calls you that.
And I do not have thaumaturgy.
He calls you a thaumaturgist. I love AD&D. Ah, no.
You don't get called an actual like magic person until 6th level, where you get called a magician.
When he says the word thaumaturgist, can I make the ground have a little bit of a tremor? Using thaumaturgy?
I thought thaumaturgy was like a light.
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
As you make the ground shake, he looks at you and he says, I suggest if you're going to practice your god's magic, that you do that elsewhere.
You said the word thaumaturgist.
Your friend is a thaumaturgist.
Yeah, well, that's
You
what
have a
it
name in
said.
there too.
You are
And
Fifth level
actually,
cleric?
if you look in the other books I have, I think they have a name for you as well.
Should be in there. Barbarian's class in there. Isn't
no barbarian's a class in the
Oh.
one downstairs.
In the other one.
You're a cleric.
That's a great spell.
So yeah.
20.
Anyway, you guys talk amongst yourselves. You guys are all together again. Hang out.
Here with us?
Talk. Is there anybody in chat?
No.
You're in between curate and canon. There's no name for 5th level. You're in between curate and canon.
Yeah.
Summon
so I
lesser
still be
demons.
hearing.
I could summon demons.
I'm gonna
You
say
would pick
you're
which ones they are.
Crayon.
They're hostile to everybody. I'm not picking that.
He's a
but I'm just
crayon.
saying.
There you go.
I'm a curate.
You're a crayon. Because it's in between canon and curate. So he's a crayon.
He's a crayon.
Crayon. That's awesome.
Are you a Crayola? Or a Payola?
And then
I'll be
rogues
crayon.
will also have one. So I gotta
How much
look
hit
up
points
what
do
a
I? Oh,
rogue
that would
is.
be good.
Or a thief specifically. I mean,
Dirty thief.
Have you read these spells?
Some of them.
Life's
They're,
transference.
Yeah.
Roll 4d8, lose that much health. Someone else gains double that.
Yep. It's pretty good.
Wait, I'm 6th
It
level?
would almost kill me.
Ooh, that's
Roll really high.
I'll use it.
What's you called?
Later.
killer.
Can you get it too?
I think so.
Just straight up killer.
It's a necromancy.
Yes, you can.
Looking at the necromancy spells, you remember what Grolman said to you.
Yeah, I know.
Necromancy doesn't suit you, my dear.
She feels that it does.
That's okay. They have a spot in Thay for you.
Ooh, you're going to hell.
No, stay.
Does it matter? We'll all go there eventually.
It's not hell, but you can see it from there. Like literally. Ask Zastam. Come and visit us. Beautiful day. The red wizards, they're waiting for you.
Visit they today.
Oh, you're traveling.
Anyway, I'm dropping $300 or 300 gold.
And you're gonna copy spell?
2 spells.
Okay. How many spells can you have at 5th level?
How many spells?
Yes. How many spells can you have?
Like normally, well, however many. It's how many I can prepare a day is the key.
Yes.
I
So
can,
you can, whatever
I
spell.
can know as many spells as I want. I only can prepare a certain amount a day.
That's right.
Yeah, I can prepare. Let's say it was 12, but I could be wrong.
So whatever spells that are at your level, you can.
Yeah,
So you can buy them, you can prep them, do whatever you like.
yeah, I can have 10 prepped a day.
Okay. So whatever, but just make
Yeah.
sure you don't break the rules.
That's what the rules. They're made to be broken. No, that's why I use my cards for it.
Amen. All right.
So that's minus,
You
minus
get that done.
300. Dang. Because that's only $200 more than it normally would cost. Because it's $50 to get a spell anyway. It's just money, right?
That's right. It's just cash.
Cool thing is, you have a limited amount of it.
What?
You have a limited amount of cash.
So you guys are going to? Are you going to go look for a drink?
Yes.
You do find a nice place, and it's just kind of not quite out of the nice area. You guys actually walk right past your hotel, heading back down to the dock ward, back to the harbor area. And just before you get into the sort of the harbor area, there's actually a really nice looking pub and it's large, it's huge, and it seems to have like a lot of noise. The door is open and you can hear music coming from inside. And you guys have spent the whole day shopping and doing these things.
Perfect.
How many days do you have to wait to? How many days does it take you to copy those spells?
Oh, hours.
Just hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you spent all day waiting for Quill.
It's only
to come.
it's only 2 hours. So I guess 4 hours. 2 hours each spell.
So you spent the whole day waiting for Quill and shopping and looking around, and you find yourself back at this tavern. It's called Tavern on the Wharf.
I want that sword.
No, I have that sword.
I want that sword.
All right.
My turn.
You're now at the Tavern on the Wharf. And as you walk in, you are met by, the whole city is hustle and bustle, right? It's huge.
You blinked. I wouldn't.
But the whole city is hustle and bustle. And you get to the tavern and you're ravenously hungry because you've been out all day. You haven't had anything to eat since since you left the ship. You didn't
Buckley
even.
always has his pocket pretzels.
Anyway, you get to the tavern. You walk in. You're met by not a really loud, bangy sound of music, but a nice sound of music, and a gentle chatter coming from the inn or
This
coming
place
from the
is
tavern.
lively, like
It's not boisterously lively, but it's nicely. It sounds like a nice restaurant / tavern
Not
place to
people
eat.
getting hit over the head with baseball bats.
There's a nice mix of well-dressed people and maybe not so well-dressed people.
so we've got like some upper echelon is mixed with commoners in here, and everyone's
Yeah,
just having a good
everybody's just kind of having a good time.
time.
It reminds you of a lot of a place you guys know of in Waterdeep. A place with a big hole in the floor.
Oh,
That one, I don't remember the name of that place.
isn't it called like the Yawning Portal or something like that?
So anyway, this place kind of reminds you of that place. You step in. There's it's not poorly lit. It's well lit. It seems cool and comfortable. It seems cool to you guys. Unnaturally cool. Not hot. Like you walk out from inside, and it's like, wow, it's cool in here. Unnaturally cool.
Magic. Always blame it on the magic user.
So you walk in with your bags in tow, and what do you guys want to do when you walk in? The place is huge. There's there's lots of people.
Is it like a seat
It's the
yourself?
end of the day. It's a seat yourself.
Is there a free table?
Let's
There
find
is-
a booth.
There is a free table or a booth
Let's
wherever.
go find a free booth.
All
You
right.
find yourself a nice booth
Little
to
bit
sit in,
spicy would be good.
and you sit down, and a young lady simply says, "Oh," and it's a native gal in a kind of a not broken English, but English common. She speaks common, but it's not quite perfect.
It's not quite goblin broken, but it's not
No,
quite.
it's not goblin broken. It's not quite. It's not perfect, but it's common. And she just says, "I'll be with you in a minute." And she comes back a moment later, and
With you in a moment.
she basically she says, "How may I help you? Can I start you with some drinks?"
Bring me something local, please.
Very good.
If I can just get a cold drink from your bar.
Yes.
Something alcoholic.
Something non-alcoholic.
Oh, very good.
She doesn't drink.
Well,
Learn to live a little.
Water,
Sure.
iced tea. We have ice here.
Iced tea would be cool.
Yes, it would. Anyway,
Bring me something liquid.
she brings back 3 tall frosted glasses and it's glass. Not that pewter stuff or wood tankards that you
Oh, wow.
get back in.
These are
Fairhaven.
nice glass tankers.
These are actual glass.
don't steal them.
And
Yo, I'm not that. You.
they're frosted.
Wow.
And she brings back this
Captain Nemo's back.
she brings you frosted ale in a glass. And it's like cool to drink. And she brings you a tall, same thing, but it's iced tea.
It's not like this type of iced tea.
All better.
It's actual tea,
Tea,
that has
that's
ice
cool.
in it.
But it's sweetened with sugar cane. And she says that too. She's sweetened with sugar cane. Try it.
This is delicious.
Yes, it is. It tastes like
I regret my
strawberries.
decision. Can I get one of those as well?
Absolutely. Do you still want this?
Yes.
Oh, very good. I'll bring you one.
Thank you.
The specials tonight are the boar.
I'll
We have-
take a boar.
We have roast boar. We have a seaside delight, which is a basic
Fish platter.
fish platter. It has mussels. It has crab, lobster, and fruits of the sea. we have those two on special tonight.
The most majestic animals, cucumber of the sea.
If you want anything else, she places a menu down. I'll give you a few minutes.
Thank you.
And she goes back to serving other customers, and she's gone for several minutes. Please roll me a perception check, everyone.
17.
18.
12.
Okay, who's got the highest? 17.
18.
You both pick up right away a gentleman, a blonde-haired gentleman, who's dressed. He kind of dressed in a long, kind of a skinny pant. I guess that's the only way I can describe it. It's like skinny pants.
Skinny jeans.
Not skinny jeans, but they're pantaloon. They kind of have a flared bottom.
Tight fit suit.
Yes, he has a kind of a beautiful white shirt on. It looks like he was wearing a hat of some kind. Because he has a ring around his head.
He's taking it off.
Yeah, he's got a ring around his, like where he's had his hat, and this little fella, this little halfling walks up to him and kind of gives him one of those, and he looks down. He says, and you see him hand him his hat, and it's got a plume, a feathered plume in it.
Blooms.
And you notice a cutlass at his side, and
I'm gonna
you
be
hear
And
the
is he watching us?
No, he's
No,
at
he's-
the bar with
Oh,
his
okay.
with his friend, and he helps his little halfling friend up onto a bar stool.
I'm gonna be the first one to go over there.
And,
I'll say a word.
The bar, you hear the bartender sort of says, "Good evening, Captain," and you hear him. You don't really hear him over the din of but you can see him say hello back. At which point the waitress comes back and says, "Have you decided? What can I get for you? Who wants to be first?"
Can I get the seafood platter?
Absolutely. Any allergies we should know about?
Yeah, I'm allergic to seafood.
You might want to try the roast boar.
I jest.
Oh, okay. Outlanders. Huh.
Quill asks you, do you eat a lot?
Yes.
Then why
Would
don't
you like a?
I'm saying why don't you just order, we'll order one of each of the specials. Bring me an extra plate. I'll take a little bit off and he can have the rest.
Oh, very good. We can do that.
Does that work?
Absolutely.
Just bring me the backside of a boar.
Okay. Absolutely. We can double it.
Okay, then I want half I'll just, if he's having the backside, I'll just have half of
I'm not gonna
that.
eat the whole thing. You take me for a boar?
Anyway, she says, absolutely. We can do that for you. And what can I get for you, sir?
Do you have any poisson?
Yes, we have fish. It's a seafood platter.
I'll take the seafood platter.
Very good. Very good, sir.
I know French.
Back later.
Anyway,
I'm a little bit surprised you didn't order Sien.
she goes back and you can hear, "Give me 2 number 2s and a number 1, please. And just give me the backside of the number 1.
Every time the fish dies, if Xanthar notices it, he will go on a murderous rampage.
He just starts
That way-
disintegrating.
We're in the middle of a game.
We're in the middle of a game.
Yeah, and I'm saying trivia because that's what Rim Buckley does.
Anyway,
It's like MTN in the bar.
so
What do you
what are you
mean, yeah?
guys,
How do you
what are
know
you guys
about
talking about?
I know some people who know Xanthar. I don't
Yeah.
personally know him, but I know people who know Xanthar.
You're talking about Xanthar in this place? Yes, you are. I decided.
Who is Xanathar?
You know that big ball guy underneath Waterdeep or whatever?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Never mind.
Ask questions.
What does he do?
If he loses his fish, he goes on a murderous rampage. That's why.
He goes on a murderous rampage, and he kills all of his underlings. And this wonderfully blue-eyed, blonde-haired, curly-haired, suave-looking gentleman in his big hat and his little friend come walking up to your table.
Greetings.
He says, "You're new here, aren't you?
Yes.
I haven't heard anybody talk about Xanthar in a long time. Oh, where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. I'm Captain Wyatt Ferris."
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
What's a suave gentleman like yourself doing in here?
Well, I'm a ship's captain, so I move a lot of goods.
What type of goods?
This is my good friend and my number one companion, first mate. And you look down at this little halfling, Mr. Tick Rickety. And he says, "Good day to you, gentlemen."
Good day to you.
Hello?
So you're from, what part of Faerun are you from?
Neverwinter local.
Neverwinter. I have family in that area, just north.
My tribe hails from the north of the Forgotten Lands. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I see. Very good. I've got some family up in that area too.
As long as they aren't deep.
And he looks at you and he goes, "How about you, little one?"
I'm from Neverwinter as well.
Ah, but you're not. You're from a faraway land. I've seen your type before.
We're all over the place.
I know. And Captain Ferris, like, easy, Tick. So what brings you gentlemen to a place like this?
I don't know. Surveying, maybe?
Surveying.
I guess.
Oh,
You guess? You're just gonna pretend that our job is not here to survey for our lord.
I don't know.
so you might be needing a guide then.
Yes.
Possibly.
Well, Tick here he knows the lay of the land about this place. He can get you anywhere you need to go within 500 miles. Or more? Well, you know, I've been known to travel a little bit a ways.
He knows the island fairly well.
I know the island very well.
How do you know the island?
Oh, I've been around.
How do you know about Xanthar?
I didn't always live here.
No, not Tick.
Oh, you're talking to the cat?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've traveled, my young friend, he says, I've traveled from the great lands of Karatur all the way up the Sword Coast and back to the Isles of Chult. And I've come all the way across the ocean many times to this place of Mastika. That is where you're at. And you're here in Helmsport.
So, Mr. Tick, would you be willing to commission as a guide?
Oh, most definitely. Absolutely, I could.
I like the looks of these guys. I think we can trust them.
Do you want to roll a perception check, or?
Yeah, let's do that.
That's 18.
21.
16.
That's a 5.
What did you roll?
I still try.
21.
You're getting like really good vibes. Really good vibes. The captain tells you he is the.
Can I roll on? Nah. I won't do it.
I just got to make sure I got the name right. I'll tell you this. He's going to ask you guys a few questions, but I just got to get this right. If I don't get it right, I'm. So. He says he's Captain Wyatt Ferris says, "I'm the captain of Folly's Future. That's the name of my ship, and she's docked down in the harbor. When did you folks get in?
This morning?
You're just off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
My goodness. And you haven't been accosted?
Accosted?
Looks like you've been shopping all day.
Accosted?
mugged.
Oh.
With that many goods, you ought to be careful.
Well, if you consider those guys down at the dock demanding a tax.
Oh, that's the Colonel General.
Yes. Might as well have been a monkey.
Don't break any laws while you're here. Don't get into a fight. Don't make the locals upset. You won't get into any trouble.
I didn't have any intentions of it.
Should probably watch out for Golgotha.
All I'm saying is, if you break any of his rules, he tends to rule with an iron fist.
Yeah, we've been told that.
And some might call him lenient.
A lot of people call him lenient.
He says, so have you ever been to Mastika before?
This is
No,
my
this
first
is
time.
my first time.
Well, he says, would you like to know about this place?
Sure.
Would you like to hear some stories and such? He says, you're in a land known as Payat. This is the part of the island. This part of the island is called Payat. So he calls it Payat. He also tells you that nearly half the ancient empire that of the same name, the peninsula of Far Payat, made up of the other half, indeed, blah 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 blah, inherited more of the traditions of the ancestors than this, blah 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 blah. Payat is a land pulled in 3 different directions. First, by the peaceful scientific traditions of its forefathers, and he's telling you these stories. Second, by the warlike traditions and the bustling trade, and that's what you guys are. You get bustling trade here. Second, by warlike traditions, bustling trade, and trade that typifies the empire of Nexal. And third, by the presence of the foreigners, that's us, who have converted this city, and it was Eulatos was the city that was here first, into a bustling seaport and a garrison town. The garrison used to be, he says, Helmsport, but they've grown together over the last 100 years. And now it's Eulatos Helmsport, or just most people call it Helmsport. Into a bustling seaport market garrison town. He tells you that the roads that used to just barely creep out of here now expand all over Mastika. Trade goes from all over the islands. It's far different than it used to be. The roads creep outwards, grow outwards from Eulautos to the great estates claimed by the Cordell's officers. Among the rich farmland within 50 or 100 miles, it used to be 50 or 100. Now it's 500 to 1,000 miles, or 150 to 500 miles. Sorry, away from the city. The Cordels within 150 to 500 miles or of the city. Mastikans have suffer and work as virtual slaves on some of these plantations, while others have merely been evicted from their ancestral homes and told to find residence elsewhere. Trading roads and paths extend farther to the west. And it links Payat to both Pilizak and Kultara. Routes can continue into the valley of Nexal through either of these lands. The lands of Payat are much more open than the domains of their cousins to the south. There's heavy patches of jungle. There's also stretches of ground that are open savannas. of a thin bush, grass, or copses of thin wood. There's also large expanses of agricultural land and large expanses of agriculture. Humans are the main inhabitants of the Payat lands. The most important city in all of this area is this city, Latos. We are in the extreme northeastern corner of the nation. Many of the villages that used to be here are now gone. In exchange for farmland, he says. Most of the villagers that used to live around here are gone, simply pushed off their lands. Killed, pushed out, their lands taken over. He says that the Ammonites from the southern Faerun near Kalishman, they were the ones that first sort of settled this area and discovered it and started all this, and that's where the captain colonel comes in. He's sort of the leader of this place. He was appointed, and when he passes away, there'll be another one appointed, like an appointed governor. He's the governor of this area. The largest population of foreigners in Mastika can be found here, and he says there's about, where there used to be 500 to 1,000 people here, there's now 100,000 plus people in the city. So they used to be small here, but now it's enormous and has grown enormously huge. Helmsport is a coastal fortress, and you guys actually caught the fortress of Helmsport, kind of further to the western side of the city. So it's the kind of the first thing you see as you pass by it, and it looks like like one of the ancient forts from Assassin's Creed, that type of thing. Lots of ballista, lots of trebuchets, stuff like that. Perhaps he says maybe 25 or 30,000 people from the Sword Coast reside here now. Yeah. Roads and tracks connect all of the roads. The city's literally grown, like with Helmsport. Eulatos has kind of grown into it, so it's all become one place. He says the popular language here is the same common speech that you hear in Faerun. The social structure, the land underwent racking change from the intrusion and conquest by the Ammonites. The Payat nation was claimed as property of the merchant princess of Am, and as such, they have appointed distant landlords to govern this place for them. The legal owner of any land gains mastership of all the native Mastikans living there. Some of these individuals have attempted to make slaves of the Payats, but he says the attempts have met with limited success, as most of them just disappeared into the jungle. So, however, landlords are indeed most influential. The Captain General Cordell is the overall governor of New Am. This is New Am you're in. He rules this domain with an iron fist. His policies are not easy on the native peoples, and he's been criticized by his countrymen for what they feel is excessive leniency towards these people. They feel that these people should have been enslaved a long time ago and moved perhaps to Am or Kalishman. So he says, you've been shopping, right? You notice everything costs double or triple?
It's expensive.
That's because it's all shipped in from the Sword Coast or beyond.
That's why it's expensive. Gotta pay shipment tax.
Your food, during this time, he tells you this story. I know it seems like a lot of reading, and I could sit and read all night, but he tells you these things about Am and about the jungles and about the different things. And he says, so what are you guys surveying?
Old temples.
We can trust these guys.
We're surveying for old temples, seeing what we can bring up about possible
Take, let's see,
It's a history project.
temples? Which temples are you looking for? And how did you find out about them? Boy, how did you find out?
We were given a map by our employer. Don't know where to go, how to get there. Show them the map.
He
We
looks
really
at.
want to bring the map out.
By this time, they've pulled up a couple
here.
chairs at your booth.
Like in the restaurant.
It's a pretty private space. I don't think.
He pulls it. He says, "Don't worry about it." Captain Wyatt says, "Don't worry about it. What do you got?"
So I'll get my bag of holding and pull the map out of it.
He says, "Don't let anybody see that."
I'm more concerned about the bag of holding being shown. No.
Anyway, you pull it out and you lay it on the table, and he goes. He looks, takes one look at it, and he says, and he smiles, and he says, "I can take you there. You're looking for Tamochan."
Tamochan?
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes. No. Maybe.
Maybe.
You're looking for Tamochan.
Maybe.
What do you know about Tamochan?
The Hidden Shrine. The Hidden Shrine of Tamochan?
Maybe.
Ancient ruined city of Tamochan is familiar to lots of scholars and to a few fortune seekers who know of it, but not exactly where it is. Even more secluded, lying somewhere within or beneath the ruins, is the Hidden Shrine, said to be dedicated to Zatsalaya, the vampire god of the underworld.
Sounds alive.
Sounds interesting.
Many adventurers have gone looking for Tamochan, but they can't find it. But I'll tell you this, young lass, and he looks at you. He looks at Quill and he says, "I'll tell you this, young lass." And then he looks around and, "I know how to find Tamochan.
Bring us.
Are you prepared to face what's in
Fears?
the temple?"
Sure.
Here we come to save the day.
What do we need?
You need to steel yourself. Because if you've ever felt frightened of the dark, or you've ever had any fear in your life, he says you'll know no greater fear than what you're about to face.
Oh, I might actually feel fear for the first time.
Might actually feel fear.
Oh, you may jest, young elf, but I'll tell you this. Anybody who's gone looking for it has not returned. Who'd you get the map from?
Some merchant. Can't remember his name, but our employer bought it off him, and he gave it to us to go research.
Can I roll perception?
Hold on.
Before you roll that,
Do I roll deception?
If you want to roll deception, yeah, you roll deception.
do we trust these guys?
Yes.
I got plus
Very much
10
so.
to deception.
Yeah, I know, but why do we want to lie to them if they're going to join with us?
They don't need to know it was.
Stolen?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
They don't. So,
Captain Ewan says say that you might die, so shh. It's too late now.
unless I roll a 1.
How we procure items is our own business. Whether we trust people.
Do you want me to roll deception or not?
Good.
Okay, that is
16.
16.
Tick looks at you and says, "Young Master Buckley, you better tell me a better story than that. Because I only know of one slimy little scallywag who had a map like this."
Did we tell you... did I tell you my name? I don't think I told you my name.
Well, by this time, you guys have been acquainted.
Immersion broken.
He says, "Young Mr. Buckley, I only know of one scallywag who ever have a map like this."
He stole it.
Who's
Just
that
like-
scallywag?
I stole
That sounds a little bit better, young lass. And who did you get it from?
I think you already know.
Some posh merchant in Neverwinter, whatever.
And how did he get it?
No idea.
Well, I'm going to say a name. And you're going to tell me if you recognize it. Because I know you will. Scallywag named Frobes Forbachet.
Frobes!
Yes.
Does only Ren know this guy?
Just Frobes. Okay.
He knows.
Where I sailed with.
You sailed with him.
Yes, on board the Whispering Mermaid.
I had a drink with
I
him.
thought he had a different ship.
No, not on board the Whispering Mermaid.
He's the second hand.
You were on board the Howling Mermaid.
Yes, that was the name of the ship.
With that, and by this time, Captain Wyatt looks. Captain Ferris looks at you and he goes, I think you'd be a gentleman. If you're gonna go look for whatever you're gonna go look for, you better set out soon.
Let's go now.
Well, it's dark.
And Arya's
And-
resting.
He says, how many of you traveled on his ship? That's Sprighorn's ship.
Just two.
Yep. Myself and our ranger. That was not.
Where you have more to your party?
Yes, they're resting back at our inn.
The sea did not agree with him.
He says, well, I can get them safely out of the city if they're not going to go with you. Or if they will, then they'll go with you. But the point is, I think you're being set up. These guys have come a couple of different times with different people. And each time they come, they each come with a map. And they never come back.
I say we go home.
So you're telling me
It's not a trap. if
it's
we
a
put it into
fake
something.
map
Still a trap.
that
we
leads
just
to
know
a
about
fake
it.
treasure?
Tick
Just
stops it. No, it's not a fake treasure. It's not a fake place. I've been there.
Huh?
But if they've been there
been
before,
there.
why do they need a map?
They haven't been there.
I thought they had been before. Or other people have been.
Other people have tried.
Captain Nemo says now is a good time to kill off the ranger.
Other
Someone
people
should
have
phone
tried and not succeeded. But they haven't had Tick Rickety as their guide.
See, I feel safer already.
So I'll tell you this.
To the temple.
I'll tell you this for a 20% cut.
20%.
I'll take you there and back. That's safer than you would have been in your mother's womb. Oh, don't tell me. Don't take me wrong. There'll be dangers along the way. Getting there and getting
Mother
back.
was a war maiden. I was born for this.
Yeah, you were born for this, maybe. But when you're done, you'll wish you'd never come.
My mother married rich. I came out in a gutter.
With your nose up your butt?
Basically.
So far up his ass, he doesn't know from a hole in
Tick.
the ground.
There will be 7 of us if you join. That'd be 15% each. We all take the same risks.
He looks at the captain looks at him. He goes, fair enough. I'll take 15.
Tomorrow at dawn, then.
Good. And what's the name of the... Where can I find you?
Well,
Why don't we
Shining
meet? Why don't we
Lantern.
meet some?
Oh, that's a fine establishment.
Yes, Shining Lantern.
I would suggest you finish your meal and quietly leave. And if you can, stay together, light a lamp. And you notice outside, it's dark now. You've sat in here talking and yapping and listening to Captain Ferris's stories about Mastika and the lands and around. And every now and then, Tick jumps in and says something. He says, but he does say he can get you there.
Captain Emo says, "Killer halfling guide. Now you know why no one comes back."
Yeah.
So he says, the captain says, so, gentlemen, it's been my pleasure.
Pleasure meeting you as well.
If you get into any trouble, you find Folly's future, you come and find our boat. We're not docked in the dock, we're out in the harbor at anchor. Don't worry, Tick can get you there. But if you have any trouble, and I would suggest you stay far away from
Trouble.
Sprighorn, because I said, I do believe you may have been led into a trap.
So, they ask people to go find the temple.
It's not a trap if we're anticipating it anymore.
It's still a trap. We just know about it.
So, let's review the plan. We go, we try to find the temple, they ambush us, they kill us, take our gold, leave. That's their whole plan?
You can keep being a pussy, or we can just do this thing.
Don't be a pussy.
Tick looks at you and he goes, pardon me?
That would be Sprighorn's plan, yes?
Or maybe they're going to wait to see if we make it out with anything and
And then
attack us
kill us.
outside the temple.
Yeah, if they just keep sending different adventurers to get the treasure for them.
It means they don't want to do it themselves, and they want to wait for someone else to do it for them and get them on the way out.
Let's go.
That's probably why. The temple's cursed by a vampire god named Zotzalaya. The Hidden Shrine is said to be dedicated to Zotzalaya, the vampire god of
Do
the
you guys have
underworld.
like a vampire tree friend or something?
We don't talk together.
He says most of the city's toppled and almost
Not with
completely
you.
covered in undergrowth. Intruders who enter the ruins, anybody who enters the ruins, you'll notice that it used to be a city, but it's overgrown now. Streets that used to be made of stone are now grass. That's why it's undiscovered, but I know where it is.
Okay, well, let's go back and get up in the morning and start early.
Let's light a lantern and
Thank you for your stories this evening, Captain. It's
You're most
been
welcome.
most informative.
Keep moving forward, gentlemen, but keep an eye on your back. Don't worry, Tick will take good care of you. He says, don't worry, I'll get you there and back, no problem. If you have to worry about Sprighorn, though, and his ilk, then we all may be in trouble.
How long
He
would
says,
the
Tick, don't worry, you know the...
How long would the trip be?
Perhaps a day or two, depending on the jungle. So, with that being said, the next morning, flash forward,
Yep.
you're ready to go. He finds you at the inn. The innkeeper sees you guys. Oh, checking out already. Is Arya and Golgotha going with you guys?
Yes. Yes.
Arya,
Arya still has a point of exhaustion.
Well, but it's going to take us 2 days to get there. We're going to have to take a long rest at some point during the night
Yeah,
or
fair enough.
whatever.
Okay.
So she'll get it back then.
okay, she's still got a.
1 point of exhaustion isn't too bad.
So
I'm assuming they're both. Outside the game, I'm assuming they're both going to be coming back next week because it's a regular one. But
well, Golgotha is he nurses Arya kind of back to some sort of health.
Those two have another thing.
yeah, it's Garriott.
Yeah, it's Arya.
Or
We discussed this earlier, but have they been a thing for
No,
a little while?
not at all.
Since I rejoined the group?
never.
No, okay.
it's Garriott now.
They're a thing now.
So off you go into the wild blue yonder.
Should we have Goria or Garia?
Arya.
Everybody, roll me a perception check. I'll roll for Arya. And for
22.
Golgotha.
10.
22. You feel you're being watched.
24.
You feel you're being watched. You may discuss that or tell your friends.
Can I make a check? Can I make a check to see if I can
That's
notice
your
who's
check.
walking?
That's
Watching?
your check. You just feel it. You can feel it. You know somebody's watching you. You just don't know where from.
I can't make an insight check.
No. Looking around, you feel it, but you can't tell where it's coming from.
So you and I, why don't you just kind of hang back and
I'm
hide
just
in
gonna
the
tap
shadows?
on her shoulder and ask, like, quietly, do you notice it?
Yeah, something's watching us.
This is quiet, like they
Yeah.
can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gee, this forest is pretty.
So
Let's hold back. Let's hang back a little bit.
So
So, like, what's this for? Like, is this like a lot of big
Jungle.
jungle?
this is jungle.
We're all
This
in
is
our
hot.
We're all in our savannah gear.
Are you in your savannah gear or are you in your armor?
I got my armor in my back.
I can't put
I'm in my
armor on
adventuring
without
gear
my
'cause-
Savannah gear.
Golgotha's got his armor on, and Arya's got her armor on.
I've got my armor on.
I can't wear armor. I'm in my adventuring gear.
It would literally kill me to be in my armor
Why?
because it's full black in a rainforest.
I can cast prestidigitation on you and you'll feel cooler.
I'll wear my armor.
Okay.
How long does that last? So that might not be a good
It's an hour.
There you go.
I'll just recast it.
I just recast it. It's a cantrip, so.
Like an hour passes.
You get into the jungle after about an hour of traveling through town and getting out of town and going along a road and
I just realized
whatnot.
Rim Buckley's armor basically makes him Batman.
He gets you into the jungle properly. About an hour and a half later, you guys are taking a path through the jungle, winding your way through the jungle, and he says to you, "Now, you best be wary of where you step and what you step on. There isn't always the quicksand around, but there could be. And there's always something creepy crawly that's gonna crawl out of the jungle at you. So be mindful." So for the first 4 hours,
We do feel, but after, like, this is before we felt people watching us.
this is after.
This is after.
Yeah. For the first 4 hours, we will roll a d6.
I thought we were gonna hang back,
You guys are hanging back.
like, to watch to see if anybody.
You're letting them
Yeah.
walk away from you.
Do we want to do that?
Well, I mean, if it's 4 hours,
You're
eventually
asking a question.
we're gonna turn around and go, let's take you guys one off. Your
So
little legs need to hand.
if you guys just want to hang back a little bit, you can. It's up to you.
If you carry me, I can send Scroll 2 around, like, to scurry around to see if.
If you're concerned, 50-foot spacing, and hang back a little bit. I'm not carrying you.
I'm like 30 pounds.
I'm not carrying you. If I need to fight, I need to be able to draw my
Drop it.
axe.
Golgotha
off my
just
back.
picks you
Well,
up.
gnome throwing is the thing.
What?
Gnome throwing is the thing.
I'm not throwing gnomes.
Throw the gnome. Okay, any. Golgotha's carrying me.
Gnome throwing. We got people who wanted slaves, who own slaves, who. Oh my gosh, you guys are just awful.
I can send Scroll around to
Scroll,
scurry.
yeah, Scroll surveys the area and sees nothing.
And I'm a dirtbag. So
I'm a teenage dirtbag baby.
So I tell you, I see nothing.
And so nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, nothing.
okay.
You know what? What's Scroll's perception? Same as yours, or
No, it's actually better.
can you roll a perception check for Scroll?
And it gets advantage. Scroll gets advantage on
Yeah,
this,
by all means. Yeah.
which is good because that is 15.
Scroll picks up some wild boar in the area.
Wild.
A couple of deer wandering in the forest,
It does have also advantage for smells.
and she
Captain
can,
Nemo says, just call out into the jungle. Let's fight now and get it done.
she smells something. It's she, right?
Scroll's probably a guy.
Okay, he smells something
It's
funny.
official.
Okay.
This is in Buckley's armor.
He does smell something funny.
Would he get the direction? That it's, I guess whatever way the wind's going, because it would be down. What would it
Not
be?
really Batman-y.
He just catches it on whatever way the wind
Okay.
blows. It's really calm. The wind's really calm, like it's barely a breeze. It's just you're not right in the city anymore. You've wandered an hour. You're now 2, 3, 4
Kind of in the
hours
jungle a
in the
bit.
jungle.
My parents are dead.
So he's like
criteria.
he can
Full flashlight.
smell something that is not right.
I hide really well.
I relay that to you guys.
But it seems to be quite a ways back behind you.
I use poison darts to knock out my enemies.
His scroll seems to think that it's not close.
Okay.
Batman, you kill.
No danger,
No danger?
No
Okay,
danger,
well,
right.
let's just keep going.
but something is different.
Okay. We'll just, I guess, be
Remember,
wary.
Batman also killed
Okay.
the Joker.
Your next 4 hours of the day leads you into the latter part of the day as the sun begins to set. And I need everybody to roll me a perception check, please.
This is for me. I'm a 7. This is for Scroll. Crit 20.
18 plus 7. So scroll crit.
Scroll crits.
Okay, who all got 15 or better? Including Tick.
I got 25.
Tick stops you all in your tracks, and he goes, "Do you see that?" And he points, and you guys all did notice it. There's a group of large ape-like creatures.
I think you just killed our cleric. What did he say?
Captain Nemo says, Buckley, you pads his copies.
What?
Buckley pads his copies.
It's true. Everybody knows. It's not like it's
Screw you
anything.
guys. I'm out. Good leave. We didn't want you here.
You're coming out? I'm so glad that you feel safe enough to do that, to come out into space.
Hey, enough.
You're assholes.
Okay,
Batman
sit
won't
down.
leave.
You see
Your slave.
you
Your
see
slave just walked away.
you see several large creatures that one of them has he says apes. He points at him. He says, "Those are apes." He says, "We have to move this way and go around them." And he directs you around them, and he says, he just looks around, he says, "Come this way," and he takes you to a stream, and right near a freshwater stream, he says, "We'll make camp here for tonight." Who wants to take first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay, Ren, Buckley, you take first watch.
In camp, I'm going to take out McCoy and Cabone. Because I forgot to say I did that earlier.
Yeah, you don't want to do that in town.
No.
So you're on first watch with McCoy and Cabone.
Yay.
And
Oh, no, they're going to stay up for watch with me. They don't sleep. They stand watch.
who else is going to be? Tick says, is it just one person going to be on watch? Might
What's
wanna
Tick's
go.
reaction to Cabone and McCoy?
He says, "Oh, that's nothing. I've seen worse."
Oh.
Yeah, he's seen our ugly mugs.
So he says, "Are you going to go by yourself, or do you need somebody? Should have somebody else. 2 people per shift."
2 people per shift?
Yeah. I know McCoy and Cabone are
They're going to be up the whole night anyway.
Darkest, right? Darkest would be third or second watch?
third.
Third.
It's always
Yeah.
darkest before the dawn.
Okay, so he'll go third.
Yep.
And there's 4 watches in the night.
Yep.
So we're going to double up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go first with you.
Okay.
Okay. Roll perception check, please.
For me, I crit fail, and Scroll did way better. Scroll
I
got
got
20. Scroll got 22. Quill got a 1.
Scroll comes running back to you and starts to chitter chatter at you. Do you understand, Scroll?
I do because I communicate with small beasts as a gnome,
Okay.
as a forest gnome.
And Scroll, he says there's a large beast approaching, a large cat approaching, right?
Your
Like
skeletons get perception?
there's a large cat approaching.
Passive perception's a 9 for them. So whatever that would be. It's 9.
So when they get to roll for perception?
We found, or Scroll got it anyway.
I don't know, but I mean, just in the future. You
Could
can have,
5 rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, can't roll too much, right?
So what do you want to do?
Do we need to wake everyone up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alarm. 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 I'm awake.
Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid.
I have woken up.
So you wake up the
We didn't
camp,
have to do any of this.
Why?
Because I forgot I took a 3rd level spell.
and you wake everybody up, and at that point, roll initiative.
Yeah.
The hut. I have the hut.
The hut.
The hut. And
You should have just let us.
because I don't have my cards here, I totally forgot about it.
9.
16.
17.
What are we rolling?
Initiative.
4 is 9.
24.
Nariel is what?
24.
24. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna do this.
Captain Nemo thinks it's a dire biome. If that's the
It's
case,
like a regular line. Why are you waking us up?
Nariel's 24.
Yep.
Bor is 9.
Yeah.
Golgotha is an 8.
It's like a regular snake, but Daya.
Arya is a 5. Quill, what did you get?
16.
16. And
Captain
Ren.
Nemo loves the hut.
17.
Sorry?
Captain Nemo likes the hut.
Likes the hut.
Yeah, he loves the
What
hut.
is the hut?
Leomund's tiny hut. I cast it as a ritual, so it doesn't even cost me a spell slot or a known spell. And for 8 hours, we have uninterrupted. Nobody can come in.
You have to be in it.
People can leave. But you have to be in it. You have to be in
It's
that.
cast.
Yeah.
And then you can also make it so it's light or dark, right?
Yeah, I can make it opaque or
Yeah.
clear.
So then,
And we can shoot arrows out of it, but nobody can shoot stuff into it. It literally gives
I
us.
should have used that.
That's what I'm
That's what we're
saying.
saying.
But I forgot to bring my cards with my new spells on it, so I totally forgot I had it.
So,
It's too late to apologize.
Yeah. Quill feels stupid.
right, I'm gonna roll for my
I
guy.
can still cast it as a spell, not a ritual. It just pops up anyway. But let's-
All right. So, coming wandering into the camp, basically, right at you, Quill, is a large panther. Very black, and it's growling, and it's very looking.
Very large. I'm gonna name him Ezio.
I have a spell for this.
Better be talk with animals.
No, it's right.
Can I use my animal handling to try and calm this beast?
I want your silk gel packet thing.
Like, does this
It
animal
looks
look-
pretty hungry. I'm not even. Your passive perception tells you right away because you do have animal handling, right?
Yeah,
As a
yeah, I do.
you tell right away that it's hungry. It's hunting,
Can I?
and it's targeting
But we have a fire set up and stuff.
in the middle.
Is it?
And
Do we
Quill's
still
on-
have any food or anything left over from cooking, preparing a meal or anything?
That's probably a druid here.
Do you want to?
I have my skeletons.
Probably just have the basic rations.
Listen, does anyone have any meat on them or anything like that?
Ooh, I do.
You guys have basic rations, so
He can make food.
yes, you can.
Is that an action though?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, well, you're going first, aren't you?
So create food and throw it.
What
I
kind of
need
food
you
can
to
you create?
me like some sort of large steak.
Who's Nariel? What do you do?
Nariel goes
You're
first.
First. Okay, you can do whatever you want.
I am going to create food and water. I
What
create
kind?
45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground or in containers.
Okay,
So
do you
in-
have containers?
No, but I have the ground.
Okay, so what are you creating?
I'm creating food.
What?
I told you.
45 pounds of
Meat.
Of steak.
Of raw meat?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the-
Where are you putting it? Where are you creating it? Where are you
Right in
putting-
front of the panther.
Very good. You drop the 45 pounds of raw, fresh meat in front of it, and it literally pounces on it and begins to eat.
Save your life.
Can we have a panther friend?
And starts to
It's a wild beast. No.
and it roars like it roars, and it kind of just does one of those.
Like, this is
My food, and it starts to drag it off. This large side of meat. It starts to drag it off into the jungle and away from you.
It'll have to consume in 16 hours.
So that's first watch. The panther seems to disappear. You send. You want to send the squirrel out to.
Well, if I'm sleeping, though, it won't be able to.
Okay. Who's on next watch?
Next time I'll have to do this hut. But I'm not burning
Next
third
watch?
level spell. I'm
Who's
just-
on next
'cause I
watch?
get it back.
Borgo on watch. Born rickety.
Born Tick.
Is that it?
Tick will go on watch with you. Nothing. Your watch is done.
Then it's
I'll take
Nariel and Gulg.
Nariel and
I
Gold.
guess my skeletons are still passively watching as well.
Oh yeah, they'll be passive. And final watch is who?
Arya and who wants to volunteer?
Well, you don't need as much rest as everybody else, right? Because you're an elf.
Right.
So you already had your 4 hours, so you're probably up again on last watch.
Sure. I'll do last watch.
You're both elves.
Oh yeah, Arya could have done. They both could have done the last 2 watches.
That's why I said me and Arya.
That would have made more
I'm
sense.
sorry. You know, listen.
Roll perception check real quick.
Yeah.
For Arya, do one for Arya as well.
That is a 25 for me. And I rolled a 16 plus whatever Arya's modifier would be. So
And Cabone got a 16.
37.
All right, you narrowly avoid being. Actually, roll initiative, you two.
I have 21.
Do I get
Okay,
one for my skeletons?
Yeah, roll initiative for them.
3.
Roll for Arya as well.
Yeah.
Arya has, we'll go with the plus 3, 18.
Okay. You both.
Actually, I guess I would have to be awake to direct what they do, so they probably don't get initiative. They're just guarding.
They're just guarding.
Yeah, so in fairness, I wouldn't get to do anything with them.
Here's the deal. You guys narrowly avoid being run over by a large flight of bats. A giant bat swarm
All right.
literally comes through your camp, does one of those right over top of you guys, and just you guys kind of do some of this, and they just take off.
I'd like to think that as they...
Unless you want to attack. Do you want to attack them? You won
no,
initiative.
I want to just, cast light on my armor. Because bats don't like light.
You cast light on your armor, and it does exactly what it wanted to do, and the bats dissipate.
As they leave, I dissipate it.
Sounds good. They're gone, and that is the next day. Heading out.
Dismiss it? Dismiss it.
Sorry?
I dismiss it.
Right on.
Oh, this is a new
You
day.
just suck at rolling. No,
Indeed.
were actually some pretty good rolls.
So, you guys have breakfast in the morning.
12 and 8 for my portents for the day.
Very good. You travel during the day, and during the first part of the day, everything seems quite calm, and you're making good progress. And Tick says, we should be there by perhaps the end of the night, the end of the day, beginning of the evening. So you travel again the rest of the day, and you end up now. So, you have found your way to this ruined city, and Tick starts to point it out. He says, "We're here." And after a few hours of searching around in this easily defendable glade with an artesian spring in it, you see a city that is mostly toppled, mostly completely covered in undergrowth. And any streets that are now valleys between debris of crumbled buildings. And the largest of these valleys you can see all lead to the central clearing where the Great Pyramid stands off in the distance. I told you I could find it. Tell you what, we'll make camp for tonight, and then we'll head out in the morning.
All right. Well, tonight.
I will cast Leomon's tiny hut.
Okay. And while we're
How many people can fit in there?
9.
So that even fits
All of us,
combined
including the skeletons.
without having to put them into their little bag.
Yes.
And
With those two, that's exactly 9 of us, because there's
Yeah.
7 of us without them.
Yeah.
while we're in the hut, I would like to take an hour and do the coming of age ceremony for.
What is this?
So you're all gonna participate in this
You have to
ceremony.
open up a new book for this.
Yes.
I don't know
I
what
walk
this
out
spell.
with
I only look at the
thing.
wizard
Can I
spells,
walk
so this
back
one's
in?
new to
No.
me.
Yeah.
No.
So I touch you at the end, and because it's a range of touch, so you touch one humanoid who is a young adult. For the next 24 hours, whenever the target makes an ability check, it can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the ability check. A creature can benefit from this right only once. Congratulations, you are now an adult. You may go off into
24 hours?
24 hours?
24 hours. She gets to add a d4 to any of
But you only can do that once?
yes.
Or like every 20?
Entire life.
Really? What is that like? Is that like a new feature for elves or what? Because that's not
It's a new cleric spell.
new card
Ceremony.
spell. Nice.
And then I can use the rest to prepare.
So it's like adding a guidance to. That's for all abilities. Yeah, guidance.
Yeah.
That's a 24-hour guidance.
For 24 hours. But I can only use it once. I mean, unless you then want to become dedicated to my god, then I can do it again as a dedication. Or if you want to get married, I can give you +2 bonus to AC. Or if you're water, I can bless you.
Get married to somebody?
Yeah.
Get married to one of your skeletons.
No, she's.
Al Capone.
Yeah.
She's not ready to get married.
He's gonna get Al Capone, all right.
See, because wedding, you touch young adult humanoids willing to be bonded together in marriage. For the next 7 days, each target gains +2 bonus to AC while they are within 30 feet of each other. A creature can benefit from this.
That's
right
because
again
she don't
only if
want him
widowed.
touching her.
A creature can benefit from this right again only if widowed. So if you get a divorce, you can't do it till that guy dies.
Well, till the god dies?
No, till
Till the mate
person you
dies.
married.
Well, thank you.
There you go.
You guys have all just
Feel so
witnessed
old.
her coming of age ceremony.
Congratulations.
The only thing
In a
I
little
got
tiny
coming
hut.
of age was a chance to keep
Liquor! Alright, pull out a fine wine.
All right. So
Drink,
the next morning, as you head towards the Pyramid Temple, you tread across the cracked, overgrown flagstones, and Tick just simply says, "Be careful where you step." Stepping over fallen and shattered pillars, pushing aside vines and briars, when you're nearly at the temple, all of a sudden you hear the sounds of something crashing through the underbrush coming towards you from behind. You turn around to see several humanoid type people moving through the woods towards the clearing around the pyramid. And then suddenly, the earth shudders and gapes open beneath your feet, and you are falling amid a roar of collapsing masonry. Dust fills the air, and the sunlight disappears as the darkness swallows you.
Can I not make a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way?
My trap, not yours.
No. You are now in the hole. Congratulations. Welcome to hole.
I want a dex to save.
Welcome to hole.
Population 9.
Congratulations, you did. You
Wait,
successfully
I'm
deck saved. You grabbed the edge of the collapsing rock. You carry this rock with you down to the ground.
So you find yourselves
Crushed when you hit the water.
in a room.
Thud.
With a broken hand.
Oh, that you can't see because you're.
No, you guys actually slide into this room.
Oh, it's a slide?
It's a very steep slide.
Yay!
It's
It's not actually falling.
it's falling, but it's not falling. All right.
Captain Nemo says he rolls a 90 for deck save.
No.
Then says no.
No.
Sorry, Captain Nemo.
I say
Not sorry.
I say, oh no, 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 no. No lemon plate for you.
You needed 91.
No.
Break all your
no.
bones on the way down.
You are in a long, narrow chamber running east-west. In the center of this apartment is a domed shape on the floor. In the east wall is a blank face stone door.
We're facing a stone wall.
There's a dome shape on the floor. In the east wall is a blank-faced stone door. The west end of the room is blocked by a fallen stone and rubble, apparently the result of this collapse. The two side walls appear to have several niches cut into them. The shape in the center of the chamber appears to be a small alcove protected by a half dome, with the open end facing towards the door in the east wall. The alcove is set in a recessed, shallow, tiled well, 1 foot deep, 10 feet wide. The alcove itself is 4 feet high. The recess contains some sort of display. This display appears to be a diorama depicting a hunting party of Mastican warriors in feathers, deer hide garments. The mountainside scenes, some have pulled down a stag with the aid of a dog. Another group is cleaning a small mule deer, and others have cornered a panther with their spears. A scout watches the panther from an outcropping above. He holds a metal staff with a loop in its end. It looks like a shepherd's crook. The 3 niches on both of the northern and southern walls are 5 feet wide and about 3 feet off the floor. So, what you see is you see niches in the walls with little characters that look like this.
Okay.
They're the little trolls.
Something like that. Can you tell us anything about this? Like, you seem to be the expert on this area.
Well, he says, I didn't think we'd fall into a hole. This is new to me. I've never been in this place.
There's a door, right?
There's doors, yes.
I say.
So this room, I will tell you. Let me tell you how long this room is.
Do we want to draw this or what?
This room is. Just let me find. Okay, it is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet wide. From where you guys slid in, I will call it. $50 feet long from where you guys slid in, and anything behind it is rubble. And right in the middle of this 30 by 50 room is this domed shaped alcove dealie, and on the sides of the walls are alcoves cut into the sides of these walls, on the north side and on the south side. And on the far east end you see a door.
Do these engravings have religious meanings and purposes? Do they tell us a story,
Do you want to look at them?
like how to get out?
Can we make an Arcana check on them?
If you want to look at them, you can. Where are you going? Okay, there's three niches in each wall, in the north wall and the south wall, and they're spaced about 15 feet apart, and you're about 10 feet away. You're standing in the middle of the room, and you're 10 feet away from either one on the north wall or one on the south wall.
There's also the dome, right?
And the dome is about 15 feet away ahead of you. So, yeah, these niches are.
So what's Ren doing?
Like these niches, like they're just like little alcove type things that
Yep.
have these statues in it.
Yeah,
So
they
don't-
have
they're
little.
not like
they
they're
have
not
little
like.
scenes.
Ren, why don't you come check this door for traps for me?
Ren's thinking.
Can we check out these?
Is there a handle on the door?
I would like to cast detect magic. It's good for 30 feet around me.
Okay, I'll read you this. Each niche contains a diorama depicting some aspect of tribal life. 6-inch tall figures. The 6-inch tall figures in all the displays appear to be made of stucco, realistically and brightly painted. The scenes portrayed represent fishing, farming, religion, warfare, creation story, and crafting. A cave-in completely blocks the west end of this chamber. That's where you guys came in. And at short intervals, small amounts of rubble and dirt come spilling into the room. Several large stones appear to have been wedged themselves in tightly, closing the collapse behind you. The figures and the people in all of the dioramas are, they appear to be just placed in these niches. You cast your
Detect magic.
all of the figurines,
It would be within 30 feet, so I would, like I don't know if I'd hit them all.
all the figurines that you cast in this area. Let me just have a quick look. 15 feet. You seem to catch. You seem to catch something mildly magical about them.
I would learn.
Tend to glow.
Okay. Yeah, I would see a faint aura, and I would learn its school of magic if it has any.
School of magic, eh? What are the different schools of magic? And I will tell you.
Like abjuration,
Abjuration, evocation,
divination, necromancy,
You pick up
conjuration. Yeah.
transmutation.
You're picking up transmutation.
So that means
Don't
That
touch.
means it could possibly kill you if you touched it.
yeah.
So take your bag.
Yeah, but if I want to get it out,
Do you guys want to look at niches? Do you want to look at these?
yeah, I want to go up to one of them real
Okay,
close.
north or south wall?
North.
Okay, on the north wall, there's 3 niches. The one closest to you shows a river scene. A dozen commoners are gathering rushes, fish with nets, and seem to be carving a dugout. That's what you see.
It's a canoe.
Do you want to continue along the wall?
Sure.
Continuing along the wall in the next niche, you see 12 more commoners are engaged in farming, planting corn, and harvesting wheat. You see 5 tribal-looking warriors standing guard, and perhaps what looks like a cult fanatic in a bird costume, blessing the fields.
Do you think we should have a cleric
A
look at
priest,
this for
sorry, a priest.
religious
Yeah,
A priest
like,
and a
are we all together at this or what?
Yeah, these have religious significance. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
This is
priest-
way of life. These dioramas depict hunting. They depict hunting parties. They depict
War, fish.
mountain scenes.
Do you have like detect
Life.
good and evil?
Life in the.
Does
I
it?
don't have it prepared.
Life in the
I
valley.
thought all your stuff is prepared. Oh.
I have to select
There's another niche along this
8
wall.
spells to prepare.
Okay.
Would you like to check it?
Absolutely.
This display portrays a temple upon a tiered pyramid. 7 commoners are bringing small offerings of gold and jade. Before the temple stands a priest handling some sort of snake, and around him there seems to be some sort of costume tribal warriors of some kind. One is dressed as a winged serpent, holds a spear. Another is dressed as a bear with razor claws. The third represents a coyote holding a torch. There are also several stone statues of what seem to be their gods standing here, and bits of gold and jade. The bits of gold and jade are in these
Little offering.
these little characters.
Do we get the sense that if we touch these, how big are these figurines?
6 inches.
6 inches? Would anything
Roll
happen?
Arcana.
Can we all roll Arcana?
9.
Those who have Arcana can roll Arcana.
Like
I
as a
have-
proficiency?
Yes.
I have 19. Or is that an 8?
19?
No, I'm sorry. I got 9, 7, 21.
You absolutely think if you touch these, something is going to happen. You know something's going to happen. That these will possibly.
Well, what
magically
happens if
come.
I just take one of these?
What if we stand back and I have one of my skeletons pick it up?
You know that if anything happens to these,
They'll all go off?
I don't think you should touch it.
Wait, don't we have dispel magic?
I have dispel magic.
Why don't you dispel them?
But only dispels of 3rd level or lower, right?
If you girls are done playing with your dolls, can we go through this door now?
Yeah. I say check the door.
I'll go check the door for any locks or traps.
Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends.
What if
For each spell level of 4th or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC check equals 10 plus the spell's level. Okay, I'll do that. That's a good idea. I'll cast a spell magic.
on
The one in front of us.
the niche?
Yeah. Now, I can do it from 120 feet away. Should we maybe back up when I do this?
Let's open the door and then you can do it, and if anything bad happens, we can close the door.
And run away. Inside their temple.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
Well, I guess there's no other way.
I got
Oh, do we need to look at the ones on the south wall first before we do all this? Do you think? I don't know, Bane. That's.
I don't know, the one in the center seems pretty important since it's, central.
I got 13 for my
For popping the lock?
sleight of hand for popping a lock if there were checking traps.
Well, do you even see a lock on the door?
I was checking for traps.
I'll check the traps.
Okay. What's going on?
We're opening the door.
You're going to go to the door?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to the door. He's going to the door to check for traps and open it first.
Okay.
I guess we can go over there. Is there any magic
When you
on
go to the door, when you investigate the door is carved with a sun symbol and appears to open into the room. There are hinges on this side of the door, scratches on the floor. No visible lock or handle on it, although a slight gap stretches across the top of the door. There are 8 holes. 8 holes seem to have been bored into the door. They are about an inch in diameter, but nothing can be seen in them. The door seems to be fairly thick, and the lintel is arched with keystones on the top of it. Roll a perception check.
We're all with him?
Yep.
Or just him?
Yeah, everybody can roll a
23.
22.
You find a keyhole.
Can I pick it?
Is this door magic? Because I still have detect magic going.
Yeah, is there anything magical about this door?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm just gonna pick that lock. Sleight of hand?
Pick
Hold on.
for me. Pick that lock for me. Come on, girl. Hello, Jonathan Stevens, too. Welcome.
So, you want to pick the lock.
Pick the lock.
Go ahead. Just hold on.
I got 16.
Yeah, you pick the lock. You hear it click, but the door doesn't open.
Does it open inwards towards us?
Yes, and there's no handle.
There's a lip at the top.
There seems to be, yeah, something at the top of the door. And I'm just gonna give you a quick aside. The ceiling in this place is, the ceilings in this place, in this room, seem to be about 40 feet in height. You come down a long ways. This door is made of a beaten bronze. This door is a beaten bronze, as far as I know, and seems very heavy.
Do we want to have...
Can I take a tip off my
There's
arrow?
2 hinge pins on the side of the door.
Oh, let's just take off the door then.
But then if we want to close it behind us, if we want to deal with, dispelling magic and then taking stuff.
Or it can carry it like a shield. Let's just take this door off its hinges.
Okay. Who's gonna knock the hinges out?
I will. Sleight of hand.
Give me an AC. Give me a. What are you opening it with? Tell me what you're opening it with.
I have my thieves' tools. I can knock out a pin.
No, not with thieves' tools.
I don't have a little hammer that
You can have a
used
hammer.
to
Yeah, you got a hammer.
knock out pins.
Okay, I'll give you a hammer and a pin remover. You bet.
So sleight of hand.
No, just roll. You gotta break them free with the hammer and the pin.
That's 6.
You're rolling an attack.
Plus with my thieves' tools.
Yeah, you're rolling an attack roll.
I got a 12.
You hit. It seems to start moving. Roll damage with it. 1d4.
It's 3.
Yep, it's still there.
Keep going.
Yep, there's 2 of these. Which one are you doing? The lower one or the upper?
Lower one.
Okay.
I'm just going to stand back.
That's 8.
8? Nope, doesn't hit. You want to try it again?
Why are you standing back?
Well, if you do get the hinges off and the door falls, I don't want to get crushed by said door.
It's only copper.
Bronze and
Okay,
big
bronze.
and heavy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's made out of paper. A door that thick, it's gonna weigh a bunch. When it knocks you on the head, it's gonna hurt.
I'll make a dex save.
While he's doing this, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay. I'm going to keep doing it.
I go up to 16 AC.
I got 21.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
Sorry?
Why?
3.
Why do I?
Yep.
No, but why
that hits. Does damage. Seems to
It
be
lasts for
moving.
8 hours, so I might as well.
How
move it
far is
right
the
now.
pin from
Don't
coming out?
need it.
Fair enough.
Not far.
It lasts for 8
Okay.
hours.
Yeah.
17
Brendan
plus
finally got into his
6.
car.
That hits.
Roll later, might as well.
What'd you roll the first two? How much damage have you rolled?
I've rolled total 6.
6 plus 4 is 10?
Yeah.
It seems to be halfway out.
Only halfway?
Yeah.
Captain Nemo wants to hold the
9.
cat.
Nope.
Who wants to break it to him that you don't want to touch that cat?
16 plus 6.
That
22.
is-
You value
Yeah,
your
it
eyes.
moves.
You don't want to touch the cat.
2.
That seems to move him a little more.
Our first attack rolls is an 8 against the
17 plus 6. 1.
Moves a little bit.
14 plus 6. 4.
Boar. You might need to smash this.
It's almost out now. You can see the light of day.
15 plus 6. 3.
The pin comes free.
Don't you have thaumaturgy? Can't you just pop the door open?
Boom.
Oh yeah.
It's unlocked. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Now that the bottom hinge is out, can I cast thaumaturgy and just make the top one open?
The door open itself. If it's unlocked,
Who? Where? He's standing in front of the door and you open it?
Yeah.
man.
I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, he's standing in front of it. Oh, I feel bad now.
18 plus 7.
You roll out of the way as the door, it does come open, but that lower hinge comes flipping out and the door kind of flips out at you.
Can I
You
make an attack roll against
You just roll out of the way in time.
Can I make an attack roll to Can I make an attack roll to punch this guy in the throat?
Whatever you like.
What's your armor class?
18. Bring it.
15 plus. Do I get any pluses attack bonus for punching?
Just whatever your dexterity bonus is.
Plus 4.
Alright. I get punched across the face. How much damage do it?
You take 1 damage.
Ooh.
I nail you in the throat.
No, he doesn't. Punch him in the face.
Okay.
That's
like-
not.
I just-
you called it. That needs a nat 20. Sorry.
Let's walk through the door now.
I just sit there and take it.
Earned it.
All right.
Before now, the door's open.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So now I'm
you're-
going to-
You're looking into a. It's dark in here, and guys, it smells.
Like dead body smell?
Like there's gas smell?
Or cleaned cabone smell?
Yeah, like there's something wrong with the air.
Can I determine what's wrong with the air?
I don't know. Can you?
Wait, yeah, can we roll
Is there a check I can do for this? Like a nature check?
medicine?
Nature check would be good.
Nature?
Can we all roll that?
Only who have it. Only.
Oh, I don't have nature check. Sure. I rolled a 7.
Oh wait, proficiency in it, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
None of us have proficiency.
Well,
Arya
I
might.
I know Arya does.
Arlo does.
And Arya says, yeah, it seems to be some sort of gas or something. We might not want to breathe this stuff in. It's probably bad for us.
Say. What happens if I light fire?
Says, I don't think it'll blow up or anything, but it might not. It might not burn very well.
I'm just gonna cast Sacred Flame in this spot in front of me and see what happens.
Sacred Flame is a magical fire.
It doesn't
So-
use oxygen.
It doesn't use oxygen.
I'm gonna light a fire onto my torch.
You light your torch.
Yes.
But when
Your sacred flame burns brightly. His torch gutters and tries to go up.
There's too much of this gas, our oxygen is being cut off by it, and it would be unsafe to walk through here.
My skeletons are immune to poison if this is poisonous gas.
Do you want to?
Well, I'll just take out my protection from poison scroll and cast it on myself. I'm good. Actually, let me read on that first. Can I cast it on more people? I don't cast it on more people. Then I'm not
Does
red.
this gas have kind of like a sewery smell to it?
Yep.
Oh, it's a range of touch. Just one person.
So touch all of us. Oh, but it's only
Or
one.
step up
Oh, you know what?
to the side and throw a torch at it?
We already tried to light a
Oh,
fire.
you
in there.
Yeah, torches don't light it, but it will.
Fall asleep.
Torches won't light it, but it will
Too much.
shudder and doesn't
I
properly
have resistance.
light.
Yeah, your torch was hard to light, really hard to light, and only lights up an area about half the distance of what it should.
Yeah. So a normal area that would be what 60 feet is 30 feet.
Arya seems to think the longer you spend here,
The more damage we're gonna take.
yeah, it's not going to be good.
Let's
for
get
you.
running.
So I have protection from poison. All right. Let's
So can you cast it on? Arya says, can you cast it on all of us? Or just,
It's one person.
how many times can you cast it?
It's a scroll.
You didn't copy it into a book?
I don't have that ability. I'm not a wizard.
Wizard.
What level spell was it?
1 or 2.
She's like, that's fine for you, but well, I guess.
But
you're
if
the
you get it
healer.
from a scroll,
she
the
says
scroll's
you're the
gone.
healer. You know what? That's probably wise anyway.
Yeah.
Do it.
That
Because when you
means
guys take damage, I just heal your damage.
Yes.
that means the scroll's burnt up.
Yep. I no longer have a protection from poison scroll.
I'll just.
That sucks.
The stone walls are this
A
corridor.
regular spell too. So
So you guys move into the next. Are you guys looking into the next hallway?
What do we
gonna-
what do we see in this room from the doorway without actually entering in where the
Can I just-
gas is?
You're looking into a hall. The stone walls of this corridor are carved to resemble a stack of bamboo-like logs. The passage seems to slope downwards. With your light, you can see this. From the single door on its western leg, the lintel of which has been crafted to represent a stylized cavern entrance. It leads to... let me look. It leads to double doors of beaten bronze.
How long does your spell last?
an hour.
Do you want to go in there and see how?
So this first part of the hallway you see is about 20 feet long, and then it turns and goes left.
I'm just gonna go down the whole length and to the left. Take a look now.
That's where you see the doors, beaten bronze, worked to and you seem to think they look like they're worked to resemble a forest of seaweed. And this hallway you're now looking down is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, about 70 feet, 75 feet long.
All right, it's safe. Let's go.
And
Let's keep walking.
Or do we have to run through this if this is gas?
Can I make
Yeah,
an
let's run.
athletics check to see if I can hold my breath the distance?
the gas doesn't seem to be allowing you not to breathe. It's just really,
Oppressive.
it's really oppressive. It's like being hotboxed in a car by me.
Oh,
Like it's the
Okay.
worst experience of your whole life.
So this is like just rot.
Yeah, it's like somebody farted right in your
It's
face.
like swamp gases, that kind of.
Only worse. It's really, really.
This isn't necessarily poisonous, but it's more biological.
It's poisonous. You
Okay.
feel like Arya knows that this is going to affect you
okay. Let's.
long term. She says if we're here long term, we're gonna take damage.
So let's get through here.
Let's
as fast as
just
possible.
run.
Before
Run,
we
run,
run
run.
through, how far away is the door from one of these little magical troll type dolls?
You guys have walked through the door. You're in another corridor.
No, I thought
I
we
say
were going to stay back.
Just leave the troll dolls alone and let's just get through
We
here.
can do the troll
Stop
dolls
being
later.
distracted by things.
Because now that
Let's just
poison
go.
gas is now
Killing us.
Okay, let's
You're
go.
looking. You've gone into this
raising it.
wide, 10-foot wide corridor that has 40-foot wide.
I thought he just went in because he was.
Yeah, he went in this 20-foot high
Yeah.
ceiling in this corridor. It's 10 feet wide, and you go to the end of this and turns left, and you can see down. You can see a large set of bronze double doors.
yeah. And I
It's
tell
about
them-
75 or 80 feet away.
I tell them it's safe and I just jog down to the doors.
And I
Boar joins him.
Okay, who's all running down the hallway?
everybody.
I guess.
And are you guys running as a group?
Who's going first? Like who went down first?
Boar,
I went down first.
he went down first. I'm after him.
And then I'm after Boar.
I'll bring up the rear.
All right.
And
Because I
where's
still wanted those
in all
magical
this?
items.
Hmm?
I still wanted to investigate those magical items.
We can investigate them later. We'll be back.
Could go out another way.
As you go down, give me your marching order. Put out your marching order. Draw me a hall that's about. Yeah.
I don't know where you put my guy.
What do we have, another 10 minutes, 15 minutes left?
Not even.
How long is the hall?
75.
Just a straight hall?
Yeah, it's straight. It's 10 feet wide. And it is.
Where's up there? Can you pass me Red Buckley? He's up by the giant.
You said 10 feet wide?
Yeah.
And double
65, yeah.
Double doors at
65,
the end.
yeah.
DM. Can you pass me Red Buckley?
There you go.
Thank you.
I turned the corner and started going before they entered into the hallway.
Okay. I need to know what your marching order is.
Where did I go?
Okay, put yourselves
Was this
all
you
in
here?
there, please.
You were first.
You're
Do we have a-
on the base.
Well, no, I'd be ahead of you.
I need
where'd the bag
everybody on there.
Where'd the bag go?
It's right here.
We need Tick.
Can't that be tick?
Tick's a halfling, right?
Yeah.
How
I
long?
know you have a halfling.
How long was the hallway from the door to the corner?
About 65 feet.
Yeah, so I've got a
thought you had
65 foot
halfling.
view on you.
Yeah, we should have a halfling, but
Are we in
I don't know.
I just really need a marching order.
I'm
It
assuming.
probably doesn't matter.
Yes, we have a marching order. This is our marching order. Where is?
I don't know where Tick is.
Tick's gonna be very last.
Who are we missing? Arya?
Yeah,
I don't even. He uses his own.
the ranger lady.
Yeah, just use this one then. This is now Arya. So, and you need a Golgotha guy.
Where is he? Is he bringing up the rear?
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah,
That looks like a dragonborn, right?
and Tick's in the back.
Use the old torment for that.
There we go. That looks better.
Tick's in the back with Golgotha.
Okay, that's the
Okay,
marching
who are
order.
those? Who are the three in the middle?
These three?
No, those three right there.
That's Quill and her Skellies.
As you pass over the middle of the thing, you trigger a plate in the floor. And what's your AC? Or what's your... Doesn't matter. Your guys, you and your guys each take 4 points of damage as bludgeoning damage as this slope down floor. There are logs that swing out of the walls and hit you.
Oh, we can't dodge?
Yeah, and you take 4 points of damage, you and the skeletons.
No, they take 8. They're susceptible to bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Really?
The skeletons are, yeah.
Yeah.
So usable.
So
Oh, maybe that's why
I love running. I love so
weapons.
You should be watching for.
as you guys went through there, the first three, you went kind of 1, 2, 3, and then Quill and the two skeletons came together, And as they stepped on this plate, they triggered the plate, and these logs swung out and hit them for 4 points of damage each. But they don't swing back. They are now effectively blocking the passage with only...
Am I at the front of it all then? Or the
Yeah,
back?
you guys are actually in the front of it now. And those three in the back are behind it. They're stone logs. They don't swing back, and thus effectively block the passage since they bar the way from ceiling to floor with only a 6-inch gap remaining between the logs. So we will end there tonight with your group party trapped between here and there.
Between a rock and a hard place.
Yes. And I want to say thank you, everyone who came out tonight. And
Tonight had a special purpose for
Purpose,
a particular character within our story.
yes, for Captain Wyatt Ferris. For all of you who know or do not know, Wyatt loved playing Dungeons and Dragons, and really loved being around the game and the gaming community. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us. And we just want to say thank you to at Bad Dice Bad for sharing the story with us and allowing us to allow Wyatt to be here with us and to share this game with us as our Captain Wyatt Ferris. So we want to say thanks to everybody, and if you enjoyed the show tonight and enjoyed playing D&D with us, please come on back, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and like us, and we'll talk to you again. I want to thank you,
Follow us
everybody.
on Twitch.
Yeah, and follow us on Twitch. Looks like we're maybe moving in that direction for full-time stuff anyway. So thanks again, and keep gaming, everybody. Good night. Bye-bye now.